Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. I'm at Goldbridge and this is the big one tonight, isn't it? It's Manchester United's trip to Milan in a game that we don't necessarily have to win it, but we do need to score in it. A score draw 1-1 would take it into extra time and potentially take it to penalties. A 2-2 draw would take us through. And obviously any win will take us through as well. So it's very exciting. There is some breaking team news coming through, which means we'll have to change the screen because there is no Paul Pogba in the starting lineup. That is what we are getting. That's what we're hearing. That Henderson is going to start as well. That De Gea doesn't come back into the team, so he's going with Dean Henderson in the Europa League. I mean, look, to be honest with you, I've got to say I disagree with that. I mean, it's not a tiebreaker for me. I mean, he has been playing Henderson in the Europa League, but the point is that Solskjaer's gone with what he's gone with. Paul Pogba and Van der Beek will not start. Hearing that Henderson starts as well. Numerous rumours going around there. I mean, look, I think on the Paul Pogba thing, ultimately. Pogba's not starting AMK. It's not Pogba won't start. Pogba's not starting. So I must change this screen here because people are going to tune in and get excited. But this was my predicted 11. So I think we can take Dean Henderson out. We can take out Eric Bailly, of course. He's definitely not even there. We can take out Cavani. He's not starting. We can take out Paul Pogba as well. He is not going to start. So those players there will be starting today. As we know, Victor Lindelof will start as well. We're hearing that Dean Henderson is starting in goal. We're hearing that obviously Scott McTominay will start because we've got no Paul Pogba. And it will be Dan James who starts the game as well. But obviously that will mean that Mason Greenwood will play down the middle. And I would say this straight away, I'm very much up for this game. Very up for this game. It's Manchester United, as we know. Very, very important game. But I've got to say it, Stace. I'm not confident that team's good enough to win this game. I'm not. On paper, I'm not. Killian says he's still confident. I mean, I'm not confident, to be honest with you. I'm not confident in this game at all. But we don't know the subs yet. We don't even know the official starting lineup, but we know that Pogba's not starting. We're hearing that Dean Henderson starts, and obviously we know Van der Beek was never going to start anyway. So I'm still very, 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 very up for this game. You have to believe, you have to hope, and I want us to win, and I want us to do well. But we are that team. There, I wouldn't expect that team to beat Liverpool. I wouldn't expect it to beat Chelsea. I think it would struggle against Arsenal and Spurs. So it's difficult. And the reality is that I think AC Milan pretty much played that team off the park last week. So there is an issue. There is an issue in relation to that starting lineup, and the issue is it's not. Solskjaer can't really pick a better team than that. All right, he could have gone with De Gea in goal. I don't know that that's not the problem when you need to score a goal. Pogba's not played in a few weeks and Van der Beek's not played in a few weeks. So the excuse is always that they're not going to be quite ready and they might have got themselves back a little bit quicker to be part of the squad for this game. So that's the team that beat Man City. No, it's not, JT. Maybe do your homework a little bit more before you start making statements like that. No, it's not. It's literally the same 11 that played 90 minutes the last game. That's right, Biggie Butt. It is. So that's. I think that look, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, Luke Shaw. If they have great games, I think we can win this game. To have great games, they're going to need to get the ball. Fred needs to have a very good game. McTominay needs to, try and hit these passes quicker forward that he can do. We need a lot of people. And I agree with Yusuf. I think that Luke Shaw being fit for this game does make a massive, massive, massive difference as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, having Luke Shaw back is a big, big thing. Not having Luke Shaw back, sorry. Having Luke Shaw available for this game is a very, very big thing. So I'm happy about that. And I just hope we can do it because I think the most we can hope. What I want to happen is United get through because I think if we win this game, then we will have our better players back next month for the quarterfinals. So it's one of those you just want to get through it really. And get some of the stronger players back next month. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult because I think individually every single Manchester United fan and I'm not going to dwell on it because now is not the time. We need some positivity. We need a heroic performance in Milan from these lads tonight, and we've got to give them that benefit of the doubt. And I think the hardest thing about being negative is with this scenario is what else can we do? Like, it's all right saying that team's not good enough, and I don't think it is, but I hope it is, because what else could he do? There is no, Pogba's there, but he's obviously not fit enough, is he? Martial's not there. Cavani is not there. Eric Bailly's not there. So yeah, I'd have played Eric Bailly today. I think we could have played a higher line with Eric Bailly. He's not fit. I would have played Paul Pogba, but he's probably not fit. I would play Van der Beek, but he never picks him anyway, and he's probably not fully fit. So I don't think there's a hell of a lot we can go. There's not a lot we can do with that team other than hope that it performs tonight, is what I'm trying to say. That's not totally confirmed. What we believe is that Pogba is not starting and Dean Henderson is starting. So that's the belief there. I mean, just on the Dean Henderson thing, because we've got a few minutes until the official team comes out from AC Milan as well. On the David De Gea thing, I would have put David De Gea in goal. I think everyone knows I would do that. I think David De Gea is the number one goalkeeper, and this is a very, very important game for us. I think what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done is he has contradicted himself a little bit, because he's been playing Dean Henderson in the league because David De Gea was on paternity duty, but then he's also been loyal to Dean Henderson in the Cups and said, you've been the Europa League goalkeeper, so you're playing in the Cups. When I think David De Gea has probably got a right to come in and say, look, I haven't played in ages. This is a big game, can I not play? But Ollie's obviously gone with the whole loyalty to the Europa League goalkeeper, which is Dean Henderson, to be fair. So, but Dean played at the weekend. He played last week. I think David De Gea should have played in this. And there's no guarantee that David De Gea will play in the FA Cup on Sunday, to be fair. I suppose that's the logical thing, that David De Gea will play in the Cup game on Sunday. But there's no guarantee that will happen. Wyatt says he thinks Milan are going to win this. Man United to win 1-0, says King Kong. Welcome to the Members Club, Eric, and thank you for the super chat, Joseph Tyrrell. Just want to shout out as well, thank you very much to Boohoo Man, who are sponsoring the show. I say it for a good reason. As always, I'm wearing some of their very latest Boohoo Man running collection. Let's hope this can become my new lucky top and help United get the win today. But as a really cool extra, Boohoo have hidden QR codes on their new collection, which takes you straight to the Boohoo site. And again, another missed opportunity to send them to the United Stand website, but I guess you pay your money, you take your chance. As always, Boohoo are continuing their amazing discount for United fans watching today. You can get a massive 40% off a huge range of clothing on the Boohoo Man website. All you have to do is hit the link in the video description and use the code United Stand to get the great discount we always give. 40% off on the Boohoo Man website using United Stand as your code. But as an additional Europa League AC Milan special treat, I suppose, from Boohoo Man, they're giving one of you an amazing £800 voucher to spend at Boohoo Man. All you've got to do is hit the top link in the video description, fill in your details, click the entry form, pop it in. You've got until midday on Monday to get your entry in, and at that time all the entries will be collected and the winner of the Boohoo Man £800 voucher will be chosen at random, and the winner will be announced on this channel on Monday's show, so make sure you tune in on Monday for that. But £800 voucher. All you got to do, click the link in the video description, enter your details, submit, and you're in the draw to win it. And £800 to spend at Boohoo Man. And as I said, there's the normal 40% off if you want to get some stuff like what I'm wearing. I have worn this before, and the reason I've worn it again is because it is a bit of a lucky top. The shiny arms and the different material on the body. And it's just what you need for a March evening going into the early night. Keep me warm. Good for running in as well. 40% off, like I say. Link is in the video description to go to the website. But yeah, £800 voucher is one of yours. It's only going to be available it's only available through the United Stand. So links in the video description for that. Paul Pogba's not starting. This is still some people talking about that. Paul Pogba is not starting. And just joined. What's the team lineup? Says Brandon. We've not had the official team lineup, but there are rumours that Henderson starts in goal, and there are rumours that Paul Pogba is not starting as well. Which, I mean, to be honest with you, I had hoped that he would start Paul Pogba. I think it would have been important. But I suppose the biggest issue in this team is that how's it going to create chances? I mean, look, worst case scenario, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but worst case scenario, Dan James is ineffectual. McTominay and Fred are ineffectual. And we starve Bruno, Greenwood and Rashford of the ball. And look, I'm not... to me, this is just a very different scenario to the one that we had with the fans who are just saying Ollie out, he's got no tactics. I think tonight it's a little bit different because he can't pick his best team, even if he has everybody available. He can't pick his best team. We're missing our two best strikers in Martial and Cavani. We're missing our two best creative midfielders behind Bruno. And I'm not necessarily meaning Van der Beek here. I mean, even Juan Mata can create something. So we are missing key players tonight, and it does make it very, very difficult. But, I mean, I suppose the question I would say is, for all the trepidation and all the nervousness, and I'm sure that there is nervousness, because why wouldn't there be? For all the trepidation and nervousness, what different would you do with that team on my left? Like, what actually would you do? Because I look at it, and that's not the official team yet. We know Pogba's not going to start. We know that Henderson's in goal. The only change I would have made really would be De Gea in goal, because I just think it's such a big game. I want the number one goalkeeper to be playing, and maybe Ollie's hinting that Henderson is the number one goalkeeper. I don't know, but I would have put De Gea in goal. But apart from that, I can't really. At a push, I might have put Diallo on the right wing instead of Dan James. At a push, I'd have had to think long and hard about it. But he's going for get a job done FC, isn't he? He's going for put a shift in FC. Dan James, Scott McTominay, Fred, they're going to put a shift in. And that's what we're going for. But the problem is, putting a shift in last week didn't work particularly well when Milan just dominated the ball in the midfield. Twansebi in for Lindelof, says Omar. I mean, I do like Twansebi, but I just can't think that. The most important thing is to score, says Akshat. Well, yeah, I mean, I spoke about this morning. I would rather have started Pogba in this game and played him for an hour and took him off than bring him on with half an hour to go. Because if you bring Pogba on with half an hour to go, the game might be gone. Whereas if you start Pogba, you know you're going to get more creativity from the midfield. Maybe you get a goal or two, and then the last half an hour you take him off, you bring McTominay on, and you just, shore the shop up. Cheers, but look, what do I know? Cheers from the States, Mark. I'm wearing my Bruno shirt today. We've won every game that I've worn it. So Ethan Johnson, he's got the shirt on. That's great. I'd maybe risk starting Ahmad. Think he could offer more creativity than James, as I've seen him beat a player before, and Dan James can't do that, says Cameron Coulthard. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. I'm worried about that team. I retain hope, and I retain excitement, and I retain belief. But and I think even the most adamant and optimistic Manchester United fan would look at that team and say that it's not a great Man United side. Doesn't mean that we can't beat AC Milan. I'm hoping what's going to happen tonight is that what's going to kick in is what I've always said, is that the Serie A is a little bit slower compared to the Premier League, but we've got to go and do that on the front foot. Everyone hope we are all good, says Jack Ballard. And thoughts on the England team, Mark? Not really major thoughts on it at all, Pierce Young, to be honest with you. And that is the right team on the screen, apparently. Let me just double check. I think that somebody has tweeted out. I mean, it's a logical team as soon as you know that Dean Henderson's in goal. But yeah, so that is pretty much the team that is being circulated now on social media. So I think we know what that team is. And I've just had a shout out to Joe as well. He's just DM'd me. I'll send him a message back. So I think thanks to Joe. I think some people follow Joe on Twitter anyway. Joe Lyons, Journo. He's just sent me a wink on DMs on Twitter. So I think we can pretty much take it to the bank that is the team for Manchester United. In fairness, Joe was the one I saw on Twitter saying that Pogba wasn't starting about an hour ago. So I think we can take it as being the team. And it's logical. It is logical. As I said, I would have started De Gea and I would have started Pogba, but you don't really know what the fitness levels are, and you don't know what the loyalty is to Ollie. I mean, you could say, well, why is Henderson starting in goal? Because he's the Europa League goalkeeper, but Tellez is not starting at left back when he's been playing as the left back in the Europa. But I definitely would have picked Luke Shaw. Definitely would have picked Luke Shaw tonight. That same centre-back pairing, Rashford and Bruno, should be enough to put United through. Also, I agree, De Gea should still be the first choice goalkeeper, says Dixon. And McFred shock, says Mindstorm. But you know what? In relation to McFred, if Pogba's not fit enough to start, then it's always going to be that team, isn't it? Always going to be that team. So apparently the full team is coming out now as well. Let me just, because one of the next thing we want to see is the subs. Live by your choice, even though they make noise. I haven't got the team out yet. That's interesting. Wonder if it's on their Insta page. It normally does come an hour and a half, an hour and a quarter before the game kicks off. I can't see it. Sorry, I can't see the subs. Might not be out yet. Might not be out yet with the subs. Let's see if we can get the AC Milan team. No, theirs isn't out either at the moment. So oh no. Nope. Now we've got it. Here it is. Okay, so Manchester United, Ollie's named an unchanged team. So it's basically the team that started against West Ham. The bench has got David De Gea on it, Grant on it, Tellez, Twansebi, Williams, Ahmad, Pogba, Matic and Van der Beek. So we literally have no striking options on that bench at all. No Eric Bailly, of course, but Ahmad's there, Pogba's there, Van der Beek is there. I mean, they're the only three attacking options for Manchester United. Alex Tellez, Twansebi, Matic and Williams would all be considered to be defensive options. And De Gea and Grant are goalkeepers. So Matic and Van der Beek are midfield options with Pogba, and Ahmed is the only winger. There's no Show Retire on there, actually. I'm surprised he hasn't took... Why would you not put Show Retire on there and put two goalkeepers on there? I think that's a little bit illogical to me, but you know, obviously he's probably not going to consider using him anyway, but I still think it was it is what it is. So get your thoughts in. I suppose there's a few surprises in there, really. Some of them not so surprising, but yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be hard. I think it's probably going to be harder than we initially thought it was going to be, actually. I think after the West Ham game, there was this growing confidence that one of our strikers or both of our strikers would be back, and the bench is not strong. Although Van der Beek and Pogba do give us some creativity, I wonder if there's a game plan here. You know what? I wonder if there is a game plan that we... Kick-Ass Football says Zlatan's back and he will bully Maguire. We'll talk about that in a minute, but let me just talk about the game plan. I wonder if there's a game plan here tonight from Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and that game plan is to defend for maybe an hour. And, you know, if we can get a goal, great. But just basically keep a clean sheet for an hour. And then in the last half an hour, go for it. Just watch the Mark Bosnich interview. Cracking guest, and Flex carried it perfectly. Lots of sense spoken on the beers for a United win, says Andy McGoffin. Yeah, the interview with Mark Bosnich is on the channel. It was very, very good, actually. As for Zlatan, apparently Zlatan's on the bench for AC Milan. I will get you their team confirmed. But realistically, it makes it irrelevant what I was going to say. But I think if you do play against Zlatan, you just try and play a higher line, really. But I can't get the AC Milan team, which is very, very disappointing because I thought it would have been out. Not sure why Milan's team isn't out, actually, considering our team is out. But can't see it at the moment. So there is talk of Zlatan being on the bench for AC Milan, which I'm sure will get confirmed sooner rather than later. Just having a quick look again. I'm sure somebody must have the AC Milan lineup, but here we go. Got it now. Donnarumma, Kalula, Kjaer, Tamori, Hernandez. So Hernandez is back at left back. No starting place for Dalot. Krunic, Kessie, Mite, Castillo, Kalanoglu and Salimakers. So no start for Zlatan. But on their bench, they've got Tonali, Ibrahimovic, Delo. No Rebic. So Rebic isn't back, which is a bit of I mean, at least that's something. But Zlatan's on the bench. Tonali's on the bench. Delot's on the bench. But they do have Kalanoglu back and they do have Hernandez back from last week. So they're left back and Kalanoglu, who's a bit of a set-piece specialist and would be considered one of their better players. So they have got players back from what they had last week. So interesting in that sense for Manchester United. They don't change anything at all from the game at the weekend. On the bench, David De Gea is on the bench, Paul Pogba is on the bench, and Van der Beek is on the bench. They're the only changes to the bench from the weekend. Obviously, Ahmad's on there, Williams is on there, Twansebi's on there, and Matic is on there. Let's have some positivity, says Yuratu. I agree. People massively overrate Zlatan's threat. We need to attack regardless, and the high line kills him. We should remember Bournemouth, says James. And he's not playing anyway, James. Do you agree that Ollie's tactics are basic? Not that he has no tactics. Also, is Ollie to blame for not using Van der Beek enough? Surely he's better than McFred. That's from Ibrahim. And Mark, I'm discouraged by this blatant favouritism. Imagine being a World Cup winner and warming the bench for McTominay. Come on, United, to Sebastian. I think if I knew that Pogba was fully fit to play, I would be fuming. But knowing that he hasn't played for 6-7 weeks, I think that you have to go down the line of he's probably not fit enough to start. And on that sense, I can't moan too much. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed with that team. I don't think it's actually good enough. But it's all he's got, and that in itself is, it's a spoonful of realism. But as somebody just said there, I want to be positive because I've been excited about this game all day. I suppose my excitement has been tempered a little bit because you just wanted something in that team different from Sunday to make you think, come on, let's go get it. And I still feel, come on, let's go get it. But there's more of a level of uncertainty now because that's the same team that we played against West Ham at the weekend, and we ground out our result, but we struggled. We really struggled to create things. And, the goal is an own goal for West Ham. It was an own goal. McTominay's running away like he scored it, but it's never going in. It's an own goal. We did have a couple of chances in that game, but I think AC Milan will pose more problems. I predicted 2-0. I can't see us winning this game 2-0, to be honest. I think it's going to have to be a 1-0 or something like that. But Joseph says, regarding no tactics, it's negative tactics. No risks after spending a chunk of his career watching Sir Alex take massive ones, especially in big ones. I think that what I will say, and I suppose I'll dangle the carrot for both sides here. Welcome to the Members Club, Daniel Fosness Hansen. And the subscriber count actually is live updated now. It updates every couple of minutes. So if you do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, that number will change. Positivity won't change the manager of the football, says Abdullah. Well, look, we've got to be very, very careful here. Pogba's role today after returning from the injury will be to outshift in for a certain period of time, Mark. It's better to have him come on later, says Dawel. And I think that whilst negativity is always going to be there, of course, the real issue that we face at Manchester United at the moment is that we are in a situation whereby that team is the same team that it was at the weekend, of course, and there is going to be fans out there, myself included, who are a little bit concerned by what that team can actually do. But what I would say in a positive sense is, if this team was to get a good result tonight, if this team was to produce the goods tonight, then there would be nowhere to hide in relation to Solskjaer's got no tactics, because it would be a fantastic performance for that team to win this game, to win this tie. It would be a fantastic performance. So, and I think Luke Shaw is such a big player for us now. I think he does make us so much stronger. Bruno Fernandes, as we know, is one of the best players in Europe this season. Marcus Rashford, look, he wasn't very good at the weekend. I suppose that's a problem, but Greenwood was. Dan James, look, anything from Dan James is a bonus, because I think Dan James, as a footballer, is quite limited. There's no doubt if he gets into the right areas, he can make things happen. But I think he's a player that the game can drift by, and Hernandez is a good left back. So, to be honest with you, my confidence in this game is just basically about the tie, the the drama of it, the enormity of it. But what I will say, and I've probably been elongated the answer here, what I will say is that I think that if this game goes badly and we go out, of course there's going to be more scrutiny on Solskjaer, and there has to be. There has to be. If we go out of this game tonight, there has to be. Because I think that if we go out of this game tonight, it's because we haven't approached it in the right way. That team on the left, to me, looks like it's going to play very much on the break, but we need to score. So hopefully I'm going to be wrong. But I do think that this is an opportunity for Solskjaer with a team that not many people are happy with, but a team that, what would you change? There's nothing you can change. You might chuck Diallo in, you might swap Lindelof with Twansebi, but that's quite unlikely, and not everyone would do that. Pogba's clearly not fit enough to start. He has got no Cavani and Martial. So, but look, I get it. But if they win, well, you know, massive boost, isn't it? Massive boost. And let's not forget, we've got a big game on Sunday, and Leicester have got the week off as well. So massive game coming up on Sunday as well. But nothing more important than this game tonight. Absolutely huge. Welcome to the Members Club, Daniel Fosnas Hanson. And just depressing, everyone loves Dan James and McTominay, but they'll never be good enough. Imagine Pogba and Van der Beek being benched for McTominay, says Saul. Well, he's not been benched, has he? I think it's just because he's not fit. I know people are getting angry with the team, but I can't understand why people are getting angry about that team when I think it was actually common sense that Paul Pogba was never going to start it. And probably the same, well, Van der Beek wouldn't start under Ollie anyway, but even if he was going to start, he probably wouldn't be fit. Lindelof's fifth, playing because Bay is injured. Is it sustainable to play DMs and have half a chances per game? 1 or 2 chances a game. It's enough to win you the league. Ollie is an okay manager and United deserve better, says Ibrahim. Ollie's got no balls, says Mark C. I mean, look, I get it. You know, I've been very excited about this game myself all day, and now I've seen that team news, I do feel a little bit deflated. But I'm realistic to it. There's nothing, I can't change that team because clearly there are issues trying to change that team because they're not fit enough. Pogba would start this game if he was fit. He might be on the wing instead of Dan James, and he might still pick McFred, but he hasn't dropped Paul Pogba. You can't moan about Pogba not starting because you know full well that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer values his job over anything, and he would 100% pick Paul Pogba tonight if he was fit. So moaning about Paul Pogba not starting is futile in many ways. But so what are you moaning about? I mean, I accept that team is worrying, but I don't see what else he could do. That is the team he has to pick, but Pogba and Donny have to get at least 45 minutes in them. Subs will be key. Hopefully we aren't asking for them at 80 minutes, says Mark Dobby. And can I just spin a positive? And maybe this is a fantasy positive, but you know, the first half's a bit of a dull game. Maybe we nick a goal or something like that. They get a goal. It's 1-1. Actually, no, scrub that. So first half's a bit of a dull affair. It's 0-0, or even 1-0 Milan, and gets to like the 55th, 60th minute, and he brings on Van der Beek, Diallo, and Pogba, and we go for it for the last half an hour. That might be quite exciting. Remember, if we go 1-0 down, we're not out of it. We can still score and be back in it. Jesus, McFred starting. You lot desperately need another midfielder. Rice should be a priority, says Marcus Jr. And if Pogba finds some sort of form after coming back, Bruno needs a rest immediately, or else we're looking at the same situation like Rashford again, says Dowell. And that is the team he has to pick, says Mark Dobby, as we've done. And with United having arguably the best team in the Europa, if you weren't to go through and win it, would finishing second be a successful season, says Tyrrell. And can't help but feel like Milan will sit deep because all they need to do is not concede. Sure, he's going to have to be massive for us today, says Sam. I think this is the enormity of Luke Shaw's importance to Manchester United, because I actually, you know, it's not normal for a left back to be one of your most important attacking outlets, but he is. So Luke Shaw is massive tonight. Ollie's had games against good sides with a questionable lineup and managed to get a win. I'm optimistic. I think we can do it, says Anis. And look, as well, whenever people doubt Ollie, whenever people start moaning about the team news, how many times do we go and get a run? How many times do we do it? Pogba should have played the first half, says Paul Taylor. It's usually slow and he can save energy due to dictating the tempo, says Paul. What's your score prediction, says Lucas? My score prediction in the preview was 2-0, but the team has changed by about 3 or 4 players, so I'm not going to stick with that as a prediction. I'm not stupid. I don't think that team will win 2-0. Well, actually, I will stick with 2-0 because that was my pre-match thing. because who knows what could happen in the last half an hour. But I do think we've got to. I do think we have to keep a clean sheet if we're going to go through, because I don't think that team's got many goals in it. So I think, like Yusuf says, I think 1-0 United would probably be my realistic prediction based on the team. But I don't think it's going to be an easy watch. There's no way that team on my left, there's no way that team's going to win this game like it did in Sociedad and we're going to be comfortable. No, I can't see it. I hope I'm wrong. The sight of seeing Fred and McTominay starting nearly every game is annoying me now, says Jack Lynch. I feel sorry for Donny van der Beek, but I hope we get the win. Yeah, they're not good enough, mate. I mean, look, I will play to the crowd here and tell you what I really think. I'm fully behind that team tonight, and I hope that Dan James scores a hat-trick and Scott McTominay gets three assists and Fred gets a couple of goals as well, and we win 5-0. Nothing will make me happier, because that would be absolutely superb. All I'm bothered about is Manchester United winning. But to be absolutely honest with you, where would Dan James be in a Liverpool squad? Where would Scott McTominay and Fred be in a Liverpool squad? I'm not even talking Man City. Actually, they'd probably be on the bench for Liverpool at the moment, but they're not. They're not quality players. They're not. And but they've all we've got. Greenwood staying in the middle will help, says Nathaniel Preval. And this is the confirmed team. Yes, it is. And Rashford has a knock, but Cavani can't be asked to play, says Sebastian Podrick. Well, that's on Cavani. Cavani's made the choice, not Manchester United. Cavani said, I'm not fit to play, so Cavani is not fit to play. We go with what we've got. That's what we've got tonight, and that's what we're going with. So, yeah, simple as that. Simple as that. The disrespect on Fred, says Jazdil. No, I don't think he's good enough, mate. I mean, it's not a disrespect, it's my opinion. You can't change my opinion, and I can't change yours. I think Fred has his uses. I think he's a very, very good breaker up of the play, but I don't think he's he's shit at shooting, and his passing's atrocious, and he doesn't pick up the runners. So there's three areas of being a midfielder that I think he fails on. But hopefully tonight, I mean, look, Fred and McTominay got absolutely embarrassed by Kessie and Mitte last week, didn't they? They did. The midfield got overrun. Hopefully they've learned from that. You know, at least they played them a week ago and they might be able to learn a few things. Srinvashan says, getting a bad feeling. Feels like we would not create much in the first 60, make attacking changes and then get hit on the break and lose 1-0. I'll be very happy if it's 0-0 with half an hour to go and we get Van der Beek and Pogba on. I think that makes us a totally different team. I've seen this happen before. Sometimes you have a stronger team than the opposition, and then, you know, nothing really happens, and then you get your stronger players on and you can take the game away. In many ways, did we not do that against PSG? I was thinking about that today. I'm pretty sure against PSG, Pogba came on with half an hour to go and we took the game away from them. Ref is the German from the Sevilla semi-final, says JD. Oh, I can't even remember what he was like in that semi-final. I've sort of put that behind me. Azama says, you sound a bit pessimistic. Mate, I'm not pessimistic. I'm not pessimistic at all. I'm the one who's saying get behind the players, get behind the team. This is Manchester United. It's a massive game. I expect and demand a performance from Manchester United tonight. I said it ahead of the City game. I said it ahead of the West Ham game. I'm predicting a win. I don't know what else he can do with that team other than what he's picked it. I'm just being honest and saying, look, I ain't got my head buried in the sand. I don't think that's a very good United side, but I hope it can prove us wrong tonight and get a performance, because it didn't do it last week. The evidence suggests we'll struggle, but I just hope we can stay in the game, defend well. How does DJ start over Ahmed, says Harry Taylor. And can I just say something as well? Remember last week, I mean, look, it could end up being, I mean, I suppose it's another reason why I would have picked David De Gea. The reason we're in this difficult situation is because of Dean Henderson. If he just tipped it over the bar like he should have done, we'd actually be picking that team tonight with a 1-0 lead, and they'd have to attack us. But they didn't create anything last week. Apart from the goal, they didn't really test Dean Henderson. I think that was the only test he had in that game. So hopefully we can defend well, and like we did last week, and not concede many chances, because that'll keep us involved. I believe we should cash in on Rashford, mid-table player for me, says Belay. Well, I'm not sure about that, but it's all about opinion, of course. Please subscribe, by the way. We've got the live counter on the board, and it's just gone up there to 450. So we're on the road to 1,008,000 tonight. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. If you click the button, it will change. Also, please smash a like on the video, like I said, and bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Yeah, so how are we feeling? Are we feeling confident ahead of the game tonight? Are we feeling nervous ahead of the game tonight? I do think it's going to be a very nervy game. Yeah, I do. I think it will be a very nervy game. I think that's just the way it's going to be. I think it will be tight. I don't think AC Milan, and this could be famous last words, but I don't think AC Milan are the sort of team that's going to turn up and blast us 3 or 4-0. They might dominate the midfield like they did last week, but they didn't really create that many chances, so I'm not hugely concerned about that. But it's all about whether we can create chances tonight, of course. People are talking like Donny and Pogba are fresh and Matt Sharp, not just both coming back from injury. Reality check required for some people, says Robert Kirkham. Good point. Well made. Well done, Robert. And come on, AC Milan, I hope Man United lose, says Man City for life. Must be nice to be able to sit and watch a decent fan channel for Man City fans. And Mark, have you got back? Says Lat. Have you got a back? I think we've all got a back, haven't we? Well, not everybody, but I have got a back. We are Manchester United and we will win this. Come on, United, says Sebastian. Thank you for the super chat, Mario. And Mark, love the shows, mate. Give us a bit of champagne supernova, Oasis to make my day, says Devon. And nervous, I'm hoping for a 2-0 United win, says Daniel O'Connell. And must be nice to watch football on Thursday, says Andres. Well, you know, we played Champions League football before Christmas. We weren't good enough. We got knocked out. We're in the Europa League, and that's just what it is. I don't like it, but you're not going to be able to banter me for playing on a Thursday night. I think United fans accept it for what it is. It's not where we should be, but it is what it is. You know, I hope we can do it tonight. In the US, we don't get the same amount of news on Man United or the same amount of content and commentary. I'm so appreciative of this channel, says Forever United. Thank you. Thanks for the super chat, pal. What do you expect from Milan today, says Abra? Well, to be honest with you, I don't know. And Maxwell says you've got to pump it up, Song Mark. We'll see about that in a few minutes. I think the way AC Milan approach this game is going to be very interesting because the way they played last week, they were very much on the front foot. I don't know that Kessie and the midfield that they've set up with Kalanoglu, that doesn't look like a team to me that's going to sit back and protect a 1-0 win. I think AC Milan probably feel that they can beat us, and I think they're going to try and beat us. So yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen in that sense. 1-0 to Olympiacos. Yeah, they'll be fine. Don't you have City won a Champions League? No, Rochdale and Man City have won the same amount of Champions Leagues. Bruno is an alright player, says Fahad. And also, Mark, do you think Fernandes being United's standout and most relied on player makes him a liability at times when he does not perform? I don't really think of it like that, Dave. I don't look for negatives in our best player and our best performer over the last 12 months. I look at the negatives in the players that don't perform. Definition of insanity is playing 4-2-3-1 every game with rubbish CDMs and no natural wingers. Try something else, Ollie, please, says Upbeat Sarcastic. I mean, I've got to say on that one, I'm actually quite happy that he does pick the same team regularly, because I think last season we never knew whether he was going to do a back five, a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3 with one holding. We didn't know what he was going to do. Whereas this year, I feel that he has stuck to that formation a lot. I think the problem that many of us know is that it would be nice to have a quicker centre-back that pushes higher up the pitch. And also it would be nice to have a midfield pivot that's got somebody who can play football and not just two Duracell bunnies who basically are breakers up of the play. If Fred has an okay game and actually lands his passes, and unlike last time, we win this game 100%, says Mario. Look, I think we can still win the game even if Fred and McTominay don't play particularly well, because we beat Man City and I didn't think Fred and McTominay played that well. So if we can beat Man City when Fred and McTominay don't play that well, we can definitely beat AC Milan. But if one of McTominay and Fred have a good game, we should win the game. If at the end of the game we're giving Fred or McTominay a 7 or an 8 out of 10, we'll win the game. Because to give them a 7 or an 8 out of 10, the reason they get knocked down week after week is they don't pick up the runners and they don't make the passes. So if one of those have a good game, we're laughing. How to rate this team versus the team that beat PSG in 19, says Marius Jacobson. Oh, come on. On paper, let's be honest. On paper, and look, this should be an inspiration to these players. On paper, that's probably one of the worst United teams we've had for a while in a key game. Like, that's not a good team. It's got no Pogba in it. It's got no Martial in it. It's got no Cavani in it. Obviously, we're missing. Van der Beek wouldn't be in it anyway. So those two players would walk straight. Maybe all three of those players walk straight into that team. So, and they are key players because they're attacking players. So yeah, there are weaknesses in that team, and I think that makes the challenge even harder. But if they do it, wow. Confident and optimistic for tonight. These are a decent side, but definitely beatable. Don't let us down. Come on, United. To sidekick Simon. And with this lineup, it is key that McTominay has the freedom to get forward. Happy for Fred to stay back and give Shaw license to stay up high. And that's a massive point from Ark and UK as well. Massive, massive point. McTominay must be allowed to get forward tonight because there's such a difference between McTominay as a CDM and McTominay as in his natural position, which I think is box to box. So yeah, I'd agree with you on that. Get your score predictions in, by the way. I'm going to go with 1-0. But I mean, look, we've spoken about Luke Shaw playing against Tellez. Instead of Tellez, I don't think anybody has a huge problem with that. I think Wan-Bissaka's got to have a big game. He's not been named in the England squad. Neither was Trent, and he's still not been named. So that's a bit of a kick in the teeth for Wan-Bissaka, which is why tonight he needs to put in a good performance without a shadow of a doubt. But yeah, it's a great point about McTominay. There's such a difference between Scott McTominay as a box-to-box player and a CDM. Bale's just come on for Spurs. Right, let's have a look what people are saying. We're going to get Flex on in a few minutes' time. He's just setting up, so that's good. I should be able to get him on visually again if you didn't see that at the weekend, which is great. And Zlatan to score the winner in stoppage time. Road to Dawn says Forza Milan. I mean, that would be ironic. If the Glazers don't change, we'll become Arsenal in 5 years, to Sebastian Boddery. People are talking like Donny and Pogba are fresh. Yeah, we've done that one as well. Thank you very much. And we say McTominay's better when he gets forward, but does he really have anything else besides a decent shot, says Edgar. Well, I'm not saying that Scott McTominay, when he gets forward, becomes Kevin De Bruyne. He's not like bloody Clark Kent, who takes his glasses and shirt off and becomes Superman. I don't think Scott McTominay's even a top 8 box-to-box player, but he's not even I don't think he's a top 12 CDM. So he does become a better player when you let him get further forward, which is naturally his best position. So, and we need a goal tonight. So if Pogba's playing, the whole point about Pogba playing is that we would be saying, oh, Pogba's playing, that means he can get forward and we can create more. That's what Scott McTominay's got to do tonight. So, yeah, that is what he's got to do. I don't think anybody can deny that. Remember, we are sponsored by Boohoo Man on the watch along today, and they are giving away an £800 voucher to one of you lucky people. All you've got to do is click the link in the video description. It's free to enter. Just fill in your details, send it off, and the winner will be announced on Monday. So links in the video description for that. The £800 voucher is to spend at Boohoo Man. As you can see, I'm wearing some of their sportswear at the moment. It's very nice. So you could be one of those. You could be that person who wins an £800 voucher. And also, if you do want to get something anyway, they've got a 40% discount using United Stand on checkout. Go through the link in the video description for that. But one of you can win an £800 voucher. Get on it. Links in the video description, and thank you very much to Boohoo Man. McTominay just has a decent set of lungs. Passing has been dismal overall this season. I hope he proves me wrong tonight, though, says James Wood. And I think Dinamo Zagreb have just scored a goal against Spurs. Their season could be going from bad to worse. Still half an hour to go. Jose looks a little bit concerned by that one, but there you go. Please subscribe, by the way. We're getting very close. Look, top right-hand corner, we're getting very close to 500 on the road to 8,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe on that one. Let's come back to the live chats. Thank you for the super chat. Flying Pig United fan 67. And did you know that Scott McTominay first started his career as a striker, says Big Dell? I do. And that's why you want him in and around the box. The good thing about McTominay when he shoots is that he is quite accurate and he does hit it quite hard. So deflections and this, that and the other. I think set pieces could be really important tonight. Man United have to watch out for Kessie, says Connor. Well, yeah, 100%. He was really, really good, wasn't he, in the last game? So, yeah, we definitely do need to be watching out for Kessie tonight. Although he was very tired at the weekend. They lost at the weekend. I think they lost to Napoli, didn't they, at the weekend, 1-0. So he was very tired at the weekend. So we've got to be careful in that sense. Definitely. But look, the players have got to want this as much as you lot want it. And I think there are some people tonight who are a little bit negative about it and, we're going to struggle, this, that and the other. And I think that we've got to go into it with an open mind, in the sense that, let's just be positive and see what happens. You can't ever predict a result before a game's come out. And I think we've learned that on this channel time and time again. You just can't predict what's going to happen in a game before it even happens. So we have to we've got to see it out and see what the team produced tonight. Right, okay, let's see if we can get Flex on. That's not what I want to do. There it is. Don't know why that's not working. There he is. If he talks, we can see him, and he can't see us.
Yo.
Hi, mate. You all right?
Yeah, all good. I was waiting for you to get in the Discord there. That's why I couldn't hear you.
No. Everyone else would hear you, but I can't because I'm in the Discord. So, give us your thoughts on the team news and how you're feeling ahead of this game. I was pretty excited, and I've got to be honest, there has been a bit of a reality bite when I've seen the team. I'm not going to lie, and not in a negative way. I don't think you can pick any other team. I just think it's a bit of a reality bite when you look at the team. And you go, phew, it is going to be hard. It's going to be hard tonight.
It is. But I was thinking about what you were saying there when they didn't create like a load of chances against us. They didn't. They did outplay us, I'd say, in terms of controlling the midfield, being on top. But you look at the chances that were created: an open goal for Harry Maguire, an open goal for Dan James, and a sitter for Rashford. Oh, no, Rashford missed that in the West Ham game. But anyway, we created enough chances to actually be about 3-up. Do you know what I mean? So you got to look at it that way. They're not a team that makes loads of chances, but I don't know. I've had a bad feeling about this game the whole way through the week. Probably a little bit of nerves, to be honest with you.
They were better than us last week, weren't they? But we should have won.
We can go up.
We should have won.
We can go up. That's what I'm saying. We should have seen the game out, and this wouldn't have been as bad because we can play better. But I keep going back to this: the fact that we know we have to go there and score. I think that will help us. I really do. I keep thinking back to the PSG and Leipzig games where we didn't know whether to stick or twist. We only needed 1 point from 2 games. The first game against PSG was like a basketball match. And then the second game against Leipzig, because they knew they had to beat us, they just came for all the smoke, 2-0 up very, very quickly. So Pogba, I'm surprised. I would have put Pogba in. I really would have. I just think, because if he's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to start for me, and then you take him off if he's I do. I would have started him, man. I would have started him. I would have said, look, give me what you can. I just think because you know what it is within the first half, if there's that moment, that bit of space, that bit of opportunity for that pass to be played in, or that bit of quality, that moment of magic, Pogba can do it. Do you know what I mean? Pogba can do it. So
I do think I sort of agree with you, because I think if you start the game with an intent, we've played football, we've watched football. Football games can fall into a pattern, and if the pattern is that Pogba starts and we're on the front foot, and then you take him off and McTominay sort of drops into that groove of being on the front foot, that's fine. But if we're not on the front foot and then you expect Pogba to get us on the front foot, it might be more difficult.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Asking him to come into it when it's tough, when it's difficult. Yeah, look, he's got the quality either way. I understand that. Pogba's got the quality to come off the bench and give you that spark. I get it, but I just feel if we could have got him on the pitch from early, even if he can only last 60 minutes, then in that 60 minutes you say, boy, listen, Pogba, get at it, because if you get us a goal, I can then take you off and bring on a McTominay and try and shore up the game, or a Matic or whatever, because it changes the complexity of the game if we score early. And I just think he would be one of our best options to help us score. Do you know what I mean? It's just a fact. So yeah, look, Ollie obviously knows what he's doing, or that's his decision, should I say? I would have gone with it, but we haven't been in the training, innit? Maybe Pogba could only give 15, 20. So he's like, maybe, just because you're not going to play him for 20 minutes in the first half and take him off. So maybe I'm being a little bit overcritical, but I just would have liked to see him start. No surprises with Luke Shaw coming back in.
What do you think about the goalkeeping situation? He's obviously gone with, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think he really thought about giving De Gea a game, or do you think he's gone, Dino, you're my Europa goalkeeper, you're playing?
Yeah, I think he's just give it to Dino, done the Hendo-y thing.
Yeah.
I think he's done that. And like some people have been saying, it's almost like it's easier for Solskjaer to do that, because you could say, David's just come back with us. He's only trained a couple of days. You can drop all that, when really Ollie's like, yeah, actually, it's just quick, easy for me to play Dino in this game. But I don't know. There was a stage though, especially after he made a mistake, what made me think, would he go for experience? Like he said in the presser, we need experience. We need a good start. We need a way goal.
I would have gone with De Gea tonight. I think he's made.
Yeah, I would have.
Hopefully, it won't make a big difference, but I would have gone with De Gea. I would. Maybe it's a hint of where Ollie's going longer term. Really,
he's going Dean Henderson, 100%. Long term, I believe. I just think something will happen in the summer. I think something's got to happen in the summer. I don't think they go into next season with them two both kind of swapping in, swapping out, and Ollie penciling in games for Dino from before the season's even started.
No, and I don't think either keeper, to be fair, will want that to happen anyway. I think you've got to want to start games, haven't you? But yeah, Luke Shaw comes in for Telles as well.
Massive for us. Yeah. Massive, that is. The Telles thing, look, it is the shiny new toy syndrome, isn't it? Like when we got Telles, it's, we want more on the left-hand side. And when he came in first couple of games, I think was it against PSG he got a start? I can't remember if that was his first one. And anyway, it was quite refreshing to see, crossing early doors, a willingness to cross, good, like a wonderful left foot from set pieces, but he's not sure. Like he's not. I mean, he's not sure. He's not.
I was saying this before, and it's like, to me, I do feel sorry to Telles for a little bit, but Luke Shaw is like, if Luke Shaw plays, I think we've got a better chance of winning, which sounds amazing 100%. For a left back, because you've also got a right back, but he's so important.
We play so well with him, like exactly. That's how important he is down the left-hand side. I don't agree with Ricky on a lot of stuff, and I know a lot of people don't. One thing I did agree with when we was talking is that, like you said there, if Luke Shaw plays, he actually makes the whole team play better.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, do you know what I mean? You can't put your finger on exactly what it is, but he gives that air of confidence. He's assured with his positioning. He never usually gets caught out of position. You can leave him one-on-one and say, that's your man. You take care of him, shut him out the game. And going forward, you talk about how left-sided we are, just in general. When Marcus Rashford's going with Telles, or if it's had to be Williams at times, it's not the same. Luke Shaw is brilliant. He cuts inside, driving in on his left foot. He's starting to whip in balls. He does 1-2s, overlaps. He's massively important to how we play, man.
He reminds me, look, in very different ways. He reminds me, Dennis Irwin was like this at Manchester United. A lot of people won't be old enough to remember this, but he used to get penalties, free kicks, and get forward and backward, and he was just an attacking asset.
What a player.
And in a different way, Stuart Pearce at Forest was like it as well, because for a left back, he used to score free kicks, and he would literally start at left back and like do a 1-2 and whack it in. And and Roberto Carlos was a very good left back as well. But did Roberto Carlos really, make Real Madrid? If he was out, they still had loads of other players. I think Luke Shaw is just a weird player this season, because he's just like. He's so important to the overall thing. Ewan Black says, are you confident, Flex, about tonight? And Robert Kirkham, no, we've done that one from him. Yeah, so it says, are you confident tonight? How are you feeling about the game? I know you've gone 2-0.
Yeah, I'm more nervous than anything. Like, I'm really nervous.
No, I
haven't gone 2-0. Did I go 2-0? When did I go 2-0?
I don't know whether you did. You normally copy me.
No, I haven't gone 2-0. Don't put words in my mouth. I definitely haven't gone 2-0. I went 1-0. And then I was like, I don't know.
Could be a long night. Could be a 1-1 and penalties and extra time.
Yeah, we'd do it the hard way. I hope I'm wrong, but I just got a feeling that we'll do this the hard way. I don't think we blow them out of the water. However, though, you do look at their team, but I know we've learned from the first leg, because we looked at their team then and went, they've got injuries or whatever. But we can go up a gear. especially with, you bring Pogba into that fold in the second half or whatever. We're capable of playing better than we did in the first leg because we let them have way too much of the ball. And the fact that Ollie has gone back to Luke Shaw straight away, back to McTominay and Fred instead of Matic and Fred, that's Ollie saying, nah. I'm going back to my tried and tested. Even if Eric Bailly was fit, don't get it twisted. He wouldn't have played in this game. He would not have played in this game.
Yeah, I would have played in this game. I would have.
I would have, yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. I would have played him, but he wouldn't have played. Ollie would not have played him in this game. He would have gone back to tried and tested. And obviously, if Martial/Cavani would have been fit, then one of them would have started. But I just see Ollie's going back to basics. Fred, workhorses, get Bruno on the ball, work hard, and Rashford and Shaw going freestyle down the left, and you guys do your thing. And at the back, we're not conceding loads of goals. What's that stat? I think we've only conceded like 3 goals in the last 10 games.
Yeah, we are doing that. We are doing that.
So we are actually not conceding a lot of goals. Although, like, the goal we concede was obviously stupid, but whenever you concede a goal, you have a moan at someone because you conceded. It's someone's fault. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really buy into that. We're not fragile. We're not actually fragile. Our frustrations have more come from, with the style of play, come on, we need to be dominating a little bit more and we need to be doing more with the ball and stuff like that. The strikers aren't really free-flowing right now and scoring. Defensively, we're actually all right. Which is why I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game at all.
Interesting. I mean, the lineup suggests to me that we're going to be compact and stay in the game for as long as possible. I think De Gea is our best keeper, says Salah Ahmed. And Dan Bloody James, the end is nice, is the mystery man. AC Milan need a draw to go through to the next round, says Jay Parent. A 0-0 draw, Jay. A 2-2 draw and they're out because it's away goals. That's the only reason. Yeah. So, Mark, I think you should do a full watch along with KG. Would love to see his live reactions to goals either way. PS, great content. Yeah, not doing that, Ashley Duncan. Not going to change something we've been doing for 4 years just for you. And Luke Shaw is so important because we've been starved of our fullbacks in this club. The last good one was Valencia for a short while, so it's quite cheap. I think with... I think, to me, the whole game rests on how we approach the game in the first 10 minutes, really. Because it's a bit like a boxing match. If we can throw a punch in the first 10 minutes, I don't even mean score, but if we can just sort of get on the front foot and make them a little bit worried, I think that for the rest of the game, they'll be a little bit like, shit, we can't concede, But if we sit back and go, you have the ball, we're only going to start playing in the last 20 when we bring Pogba on, I think that's defeatist, and AC Milan will be like, we could go and kill this game.
It's dangerous.
Yeah,
100%. We need to let them know that they're in the game from the off, and that's what I'm saying about us knowing that we need to score. None of this. We'll sit in tight and try and nick it. Essentially, if the game did go like that, yes, and we nicked it 1-0, it's a perfect result. But we need to go and get that goal as early as possible. The longer it goes, the more it changes the complexity of the game, and the more that AC Milan say, well, you know what, we're going into the whatever minute, let's try and hold on to what we have. Do you know what I mean? And just defend. So you got to remember, they're going to want to potentially score a goal too and kill the tie, So and make us have to score. Well, actually, so what would that be? That'd be 2-1. So we still have to score 2 anyway, if that happens. But that takes away us obviously having to only score 1. So we need to. If we get the first goal, I think we win the game. I would really worry if they score first.
I'm not really, because I think that the thing is...
You think we'll come back and win?
When the away team only gets 1 goal in the first leg, the second leg, all you got to do is score 1, and then it's squeaky bum time for them. If they score first, it doesn't really change a lot for us, because it just means we've got to score twice. But
but we don't have to score twice now. We can win 1-0.
We can win 1-0, yeah, that's ideal. But I think even if they do score, it's not over for us. We can still,
Yeah, we'll have to find another gear, yeah.
For Milan, they want as less goals as possible in this game.
100%.
Jose Sajan says, Ollie will happy pick the same team next season too if the Glazers don't pump in funds. Absolute yes man, and way too stubborn on his team selection. Welcome to the Members Club, Ashley Duncan. I mean, look, to be fair, Flex, there's a lot of people looking at that team that we've had on the screen. I'll just show people now, just in case they haven't seen it. A lot of people looking at that team there, and they're saying that Ollie's a yes man. He's got no tactics. Get him out of my club. He's useless. I mean, seriously, I know I get the disappointment, and I don't really like that team that I just showed there at all. I don't like it. It's not very strong, but I can't really see what else he could do. I can't really. I mean, maybe you could have started Diallo instead of Dan James, which he's never going to do, because that Hernandez is actually one of their better players. So he's, there's Dan James is there to put a shift in. That's what he's there to do. Diallo, we don't even know if he can do that. And then Twansebi for Lindelof. Well, he's hardly played Twansebi, so I don't.
There's not a lot you can do with that.
If Pogba was the one for me, that was the only thing he could have done, and he's decided not to do that, and it's probably to do with fitness. I can't argue. I don't like that team, but this to me just shows the injury problems we've got, but also why we need to invest.
That's what I was saying. Like, as much as, like I said, I could be being overcritical, because I think to say this proves Ollie's got no intent to win, and this proves Ollie's shit, and this proves that, and this proves that from that selection, I just think is wrong, because. Like you said, all of a sudden Ahmad's the saviour, so you start him over Dan James like in this type of game. Not going to do that. Like you said, the Lindelof situation, he was going to play anyway, but you're not going to put Twansebi in from nowhere. And then what else are you really looking at? Van der Beek, we can always, to be fair, that's just a common criticism we have for Ollie for the whole season, not just this game. But clearly Ollie has stuck to his guns and got us to this point with the team like this. So you can't expect Van der Beek. You can't be shocked that Van der Beek's not starting, and he's come back from injury as well. And Alex Telles is never going to start over Luke Shaw. Not now. The stakes are where they are. So yeah, I don't think you could be too critical with who we have.
No, and there's some quotes coming in from Ollie. Let me just read those out. Interesting quotes, actually. He says that. You can sense the atmosphere, of course. Those players, Pogba, Van der Beek, give us the extra experience, but the others have felt the boost from them coming back in. Looking forward to it. We might probably see Donny and Paul, and hopefully we don't have to put David on, of course. I don't know why I'd need to put David De Gea on, but and he also says young Ahmad scored last time, so don't be surprised if he comes on. We're going to go for it. Of course, we have to score, which is a good position to be in. We can't sit back and soak up the pressure. We know we're better when we go forward, which is interesting, Flex, when you look at that team that he's put out, because it's not a very attacking Manchester United side on paper, but Ollie quite clearly saying we're going to go for it. We've got to go for it. Kenneth Hoagland, just very quickly, he says, Mark and Flex, great to see you both. I hope you're doing well. I'm rather excited about this game. I believe Man United can win. I think we all hope for that, Kenneth. And not Ollie out, but I question his ability to identify and adjust when his tactics missed, says Rams. Well, he's going to have to identify and adapt in a game like this, because if it's not going right, he's got people on the bench who can change it. But yeah, your thoughts on that? He's saying, we've got to go for it. We've got to score goals. Of course, Diallo did score last week. It's not just like he's this young youth player. That he scored a very good goal last week. He could probably have a very big claim as to why he's not started the last two, but such is life.
Yeah, I still feel they're trying to be patient with him. I do agree he should be getting more minutes, especially, like you said, the only reason he came on was because Martial got injured. And we said in that West Ham game, we only had look at the bench that it was because Marcus was back fit again. It was the same situation. Unless someone got injured, Ahmad wasn't going to get any minutes again. Make no mistake, he wasn't supposed to get any minutes in that AC Milan game. No. I don't think that. Do you know what I mean? It just wasn't supposed to happen. With how threadbare the squad was, they'll end up trusting him by putting him on the bench. You're basically saying, look, if someone gets injured, I will give you a go, but I'm trying not to use you. That's what it is with how stretched we are on the bench. But it is interesting what Ollie's saying, because that's what I mean. We know we have to score here. We can't just come here and keep a clean sheet. It's not good enough. We have to score. So, and I think the quicker you score, the quicker you put them under pressure, because that puts us in the driving seat. And then after that, it's a bit of a free-for-all, because, if we score again, then they're in massive trouble. Do you know what I mean? Really, what we should be trying to do in the ideal world, is try and go all out for 2 goals. Just go out, all attacking, do your thing. Yes, you've got to blow caution to the wind. You can't afford to concede another, because it is a fine balance. But this is football. If you know that you can score 2 goals, which I think 2 goals would kill it dead if we did that. If we went in 2-0.
Spurs are in trouble. 2-2.
What did they?
Yeah,
2-2 now?
Yeah.
No. Let me put it on. I'm a little bit behind you. I've got it on Sky Go. TV's downstairs. But what was I saying? But cut a long story short, yeah, that's what I would be saying to them. Go out there on the front foot, try and get the early goal, put them on the back foot, and then if we get an early goal or a goal in the first half, I'm saying go for the kill. Smell the blood, go for the kill, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm encouraged by Ollie saying that because he doesn't have to say that, and when he does say that, what effectively it does, it exposes that the plan is to go out there and attack, and not to sit back. So if we do sit back and we don't attack, then we can be there at the end of the game saying, well, what the fuck went wrong there? So I think that's quite an interesting thing. Dazzo says, what scares me is Ollie thinks McFred and that back two is good for attacking. He just said it basically. That's why next season we'll play with them again. I mean, look, Dazzo, I'm here for tonight. I'm here for the match on Sunday, but I'm here for tonight. I'm here for Manchester United to win tonight. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks that Maguire and Lindelof and McTominay and Fred are going to win this club trophies, then he's going to get the sack. Rest assured. So I wouldn't even panic about that. But what we need that team to be tonight is good enough to beat AC Milan. There's McFred and Magaluf are never going to win a Premier League title. We'll never do it. I'm happy to say that. We will never, ever do that. I'm not happy to say it. I wish they were, but I'm happy to say they'll never be good enough. But they have to be good enough tonight because there's nobody else. And that's what I'm saying. It's the badge on the shirt you support, not the bloody name on the back or the manager. We do support them tonight, but ultimately you should always want the badge to win because that's your badge. And I don't really think there's many other players you could pick tonight. So I'm behind all those players, and I really hope that they get the result. Mourinho's in the mud, says Sebastian. Yeah, I mean, I've got it on there, and they totally deserved by Zagreb. Totally deserved. And again, I mean, that's the issue, Flex. Neither of these teams have scored away goals. Spurs won 2-0 at their place, and it's 2-0 to Zagreb here. Spurs only need a bloody goal, and it's over. But it's over, yeah. Typical Mourinho, really. Off the line.
It is. If they're
Harry Kane's just gone off the line.
Oh, bloody hell!
But they'll go and try and score a goal now in the last 5 minutes.
They will, and they'll probably get it as well.
Because Mourinho just tries to park his way out of things, doesn't he? But anyway,
well, when Spurs went down to 10 men, it's when they flipping came alive against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Anyway, forget them. Forget Jose.
We can't give Ollie a pass for not picking players because he never picks them. He has hard time to play Diallo, Twansebi, Van der Beek. He's limited options. It's his own fault for not using his wider squad, says Uber Melon. I know, but I actually don't understand why people are sort of moaning before a game's been picked and what is our biggest game of the season. It is. And I just think you've got to... Well, I would hope that people are behind the team and want us to win and are not moaning about selections that actually he can't do anything about. Don't you think even if Ollie gets most of the players he wants, we will play similar football, but in a normal season we won't be in second, and what happened to Lampard will happen to Ollie? Again, Leo, I don't know what you think, Flex, but I just think it's all hypothetical. At the end of the day, the future will take care of itself. If he picks McFred and Magaluf next year, I think he'll be sacked next year. I don't think he will last.
It's not good enough. Yeah, it's not. What will happen is the same. You know, like they say about the definition of insanity, is trying to do the same thing, or the same thing and expecting different results. And it's if he can play them, but all that will happen is we'll just fall short. We'll be in these big games and be lacking and know exactly what it is when we look at the combination of the two. So it's not going to happen. I don't think. And I do actually think he knows that. I do actually think he knows that. It's whether he gets the backing to do it. You know what I mean? Because that's the key at our club, isn't it? Like, is the manager going to get backed, especially after a new contract? Let's face it. Like you said, don't care about if Ollie out. Just get over it. He's going to get the new contract, even if we don't win anything this year. He's getting a new contract. But every time we do back a manager by giving them a contract, the same with Jose. Do we back the manager though? In terms of getting the recruitment in to kick the team on. Because if you think about it this year, apart from Cavani, he's just using the same team again. He's just using exactly the same players. Yeah. So how could we have really expected anything different? Which, to be fair, we have seen something different in the league because we're second. So in that sense, you have to say, well, Ollie's got exactly the same players. We need more.
It'd be exciting to see if we go further in the Europa League than Mulder does. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer never took them far in Europa League, by the way. Amazing as he is, says Tabrez. And what does Ollie see in Maguire and Lindelof that normal sane people are missing, says Gershon. I think that, look, if Spurs go out, and they might do, and we go out, and we might do, then Arsenal are probably going to win the Europa League. I think if we can get through this game tonight, with the players we've got coming back, you'd expect us to go very far in this tournament. But that's the challenge tonight. And I think that's why Solskjaer's... I'm encouraged by what he's saying, that we're going to go for it. So let's see if that actually does transpire. Because it would... it's very important. Very important. And I do think that in some ways, the game against Leicester on Sunday is going to be harder because we're going to have to put a lot of effort into the game tonight, Flex, and we're not going to have anybody really back for Sunday. I mean, the squad just does look very thin at the moment for some reason. I know we've got a few injuries, but really, who is it? Martial and Cavani. We just seem a little bit thin. Now that we've got a director of football, can we expect signings early in the transfer window and at cheap prices? Says Robin. No, because he's been at the club for years. He's not really a new director of football. Watching from Salford, big game, let's go, says George Frogger. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner, we've got the live counter on. Let's see if we can get up to 8,000 tonight, 1,008,000. Bottom right hand corner to do that. Farad says that Ajax are going to win it. And to be honest, I think you should have started Diallo over James. He will be hungry and wanting to score just like another youngster, and he'll definitely make the team better, says Julian. Do you think there was any part of Ollie that considered starting Diallo over James tonight?
Zero. Absolutely zero. Dan James... Again, like I was saying, similar. I know this is a bit off topic, but the principle of what I'm saying is the same. When you look at how Southgate picked the England squad and what he probably will do when they go away, you want players that have kind of been there through it with you, players who have proved something to you. Yeah. Like that's why Trippier's in there. That's why Jesse Lingard's going to get back in there. Pickford will probably get back in because even though England was shit and didn't win it, they got to a semi-final of the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? And for Gareth Southgate, I'm not saying it's right, but this is what managers do. They have the players that they trust, and Dan James has proved to him many a time, that he can put in a shift. He'll keep his shape. He'll work hard. He can get you a goal. He can have a goal contribution, and he's a massive threat in the big games. He has shown Ollie that. So he was never, ever, apart from an injury, going to start Diallo over him, and Dan James was never going to start if I dare say. Well, actually, no. I don't tell you what. With the way things have been going, if Martial and Cavani was fit, I don't think both of them start.
I mean, yeah. Look, I mean, Dan James ain't useless. He's he's limited.
No.
That's what he is. He's not useless. He's limited. He'll put a shift in. He'll get back and forward. He's got an energy. Like Flex says, if he gets into certain positions with space in front of him or a shot, he can score a goal. He can get away from a defender. But in a tight game, he's never going to play a pass like Juan Mata. He's never going to go past the player in a tight gap like Lionel Messi is. He's a limited player, but you know what you're going to get. He's Ron Seal. You know exactly what you're going to get on the tin.
That's it.
He might probably give a 6 tonight. He gives a lot of 6 out of 10s, but you never know. He's on the pitch, he's in the front three, he might get a goal. He might get a really important goal. But
he gets into positions where he can. Yeah. He gets into positions where he can assist. He gets into positions where he can score. So our frustration with Dan James isn't necessarily always that, like you said, he's useless. I think that's just a fashionable thing to do, this whole, hate Dan James thing. Like, when he plays, he offers us something that no other players can offer. And I know people will say that's just kick and run, meet. And just he can stretch players, and I get it. He does lack that final end product, but what he gives the opposition to think about is a lot. Do you know what I mean? And you give him space to run into and get the better players around Dan James linking up, either putting him through or receiving it back off James after a counter attack. He can be very useful, but more importantly, with what we've got, he had to play.
Zane says Spurs are going out. I wouldn't. I bet they don't go out.
They'll nick it.
Graham Bolger in the live comments, Scousers out, says Peter Dalton. And James is not a first team player, says Alvin. Well, exactly, he isn't a first team player, but he is. And I wouldn't say that McFred are first team standard, but they are. And this is the thing, he's got no other option tonight than to do what he's done. If we win this, we will need to change our sponsorship to Viagra so we don't lose the semi, says Ryan McGreevy. I think it's the quarterfinals next, mate. We're not in the semis yet.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're not even into the quarterfinals of the Europa, which would be... I mean, I know AC Milan was a relatively difficult tie, and Sociedad was as well. But we've got we're not even in the quarterfinals. Got to win this. Kick-Ass Football says Theo Hernandez runs a lot forward, so a lot of space to run on right wing for Dan James. Let us hope he sees a proper pass on the counter today. Good player, Theo Hernandez, but I think he's a bit weak defensively. He's good going forward. And Dan James is the same as Lingard in every sense, as Gertrude. I think Lingard's a more intelligent footballer than Dan James, actually. I think Lingard's quite good at the
way
give and
more.
go.
That's not. They're in a. That's come on. That's just. I think you're just trying to be a bit pedantic there, saying that they're both useless or they're both rubbish. I don't agree with that. Lingard, like you said, when you get the best of Lingard, he drifts into areas where he knows that you can cause one touch around corners. He's a willing runner as well. Good touch, looks after the ball. Lingard's good, man.
Yeah, and I know people say, "Oh, we could have done with Lingard tonight." To be honest, we couldn't really done with Lingard tonight because Lingard's position is Bruno's position. He can't play where McFred play, and he can't really play where Dan James plays. So Lingard wouldn't actually.
No, you don't get the best out of him.
No,
he can play on the left or right, but again, it's just a cutting in thing where he really wants to be central.
Yeah, exactly. Lingard is a fantastic player, just not on Bruno's level, says Will Silver. Greenwood's night tonight. I tell you what, it could be Greenwood's night tonight.
Yeah,
it could be.
We haven't really spoke much about him.
We haven't spoken much about him. I was impressed with his work rate last week. I was impressed with him against West Ham. I think the more games he plays up front... I mean, look, everyone's obsessed with Erling Haaland. We've got a 19-year-old who can be anything he wants to be, playing in a big Europa League game tonight. And it's not the Champions League, of course, but it's a big Europa League game. Up front, these are the sort of games where you announce yourself to the world. This is the sort of thing Mbappe's done, Haaland's done. This could be a big night for Mason Greenwood.
It can be a massive night. You talk about. I know it's not Champions League, and we want to just state. We don't want to look like we're celebrating these kind of things, but the game is the game. But you talk about big. You look at back in the San Siro in the famous game that we've had in the past. You think of the Roy Keane special out there in Italy as well, even though it wasn't AC Milan. But I'm just saying these types of games. You know what I mean? The Rooney AC Milan game. It's a chance for Greenwood to kind of just imprint himself. Do you know what I'm saying? At kind of the correct kind of levels. It's like, this is where we're at right now. We're in Europa League. Imprint yourself there. Get into the Champions League next year. You go again, score somewhere else big. I'm talking about as a personal for him. It's a good way for him to kickstart his career. He's been thrusted into the limelight from early doors. And like I've been saying on our streams and stuff, who's he learning from? Like, the environment we give our young players to thrive on, because we haven't been built off any consistency and depth. We're asking Mason Greenwood to be the right winger. He's not learning off someone in that position. He has to be it. Then Ahmad comes in. Who's he learning off? He's got to learn off Mason Greenwood, who's still learning. Yeah. So that is an issue. So I think for Greenwood tonight, I mean, he could make himself a hero, scoring at San Siro, putting Man United through to the next round. It could happen. So yeah, I think it's a massive game for him. And he played really well on the weekend. I thought, against West Ham. Just only thing missing was a goal. And he did okay at times in the first leg.
If you could pick 3 goal scorers tonight, who would you pick for the badge, says? And also we've got Akash says Spurs go to extra time. I mean, yeah. We're not playing them at the weekend, are we? So it doesn't matter to us massively, but just shows you. I think that if I was picking 3 scorers tonight, you're looking at the same sort of players as me, probably, Flex. I'd go say Greenwood, Bruno, and Rashford. Really, they're the most likely scorers. Most likely.
But I'm gonna go for 3 goal scorers is it? I'm gonna say Harry Maguire.
We won't get 3 anyway.
Yeah, I don't even know why we're doing this. This could get clipped up horribly when we lose 3-0. Yeah, actually, I'm not getting drawn into who's going to score. I just want to win the game.
Yeah. I think we need a better game from Rashford than we've seen recently. We need to get Bruno on the ball as much as possible. I think McTominay's going to have to play caution to the wind. We're going to have to push higher line. Maguire and Lindelof are going to have to just do it. Wan-Bissaka's going to have to push forward. Luke Shaw will push forward. And we've got to get Bruno on the ball a lot more. At least the direction...
Why am I purple?
What?
I'm purple. I've got bruised eyes.
It's your connection.
Don't know. Yeah.
At least the director of football role is established at the club now. We can recruit a replacement externally if Murta underperforms. Thoughts, says Benjani. And big game for Fred tonight. Kessie Boss, Matic and McTominay last week in the middle of the park. Let's see if Fred makes a difference tonight. I tell you what, that's a great point by LJ. And I'm going to put my hands up here. I watch so much United, as many people do, and they watch it with me. And Flex, and think they're going to sit back, but one United is Ashley. Well, apparently we're not sitting back. Ollie himself has said we're not sitting back. But that's a great point by LJ, because in my ignorance, I actually forgot that Fred didn't play last week. And they did
Yeah,
dominate.
he didn't. That's
They
what I mean.
dominated our midfield, and it was Matic and McTominay. It's a very good point, and that gives me a little bit more positivity because
That's why he's gone back to it.
yeah, well, Kessie and Mite, I think I've pronounced it right, who play in their midfield, very mobile players. Matic and McTominay are not. So Fred in there. Fred can't pass. Fred can't shoot. Fred doesn't pick up the runners. But what he's very good at is being mobile and tenacious, and that could be important today.
Yeah, massively. That's what I mean about Ollie going back to the tried and tested. Luke Shaw, Maguire and Lindelof, Matic and McTominay and Fred. And obviously the front three had to alter because of changes. I dare say, Martial would have been in there or Cavani. So it is massive, and that's what I think we allowed them to control the midfield. The first sort of 15, 20 minutes, I remember saying, flipping out, this is bad. This is bad. We could barely get on the ball. They were really comfortable, like people were saying there. Kessie was just bossing it. They still have what I still think is a perfectly good goal. I'm still searching for that handball. I don't know. I'm happy it didn't happen, but that was very dubious.
Yeah.
So we were lucky. We were lucky to even go. Yeah, exactly. We were lucky to go in 0-0. Well, actually, no, we wasn't because Maguire missed from 1 yard.
Yeah.
So
we should have won that game.
So it swings around. We should have won that game 1-0.
Especially when you think about the Henderson mistake at the end. We should have won that game 1-0. They were the much better team than us, but they were a little bit toothless.
They were.
And we didn't really do much in the game, but we created the better chances, which is Ollie's way, isn't it? If you think about beating Man City twice last year, Chelsea as well, they dominated the ball, they played better than us, but they couldn't break us down, and we did break them down on the counter or the break or whatever you want to call it. So, but apparently we're going to play on the front foot today, so let's see how that goes. Was still a foul throw before the handball, Smat. I think Milan will sit back, not us, says Ashley Duncan. I hope they do sit back. I hope that they... KG's in there, he says, let's go. And yes,
yes, KG.
I think that they will... I don't know whether they will sit back. I hope they do, because that will get us further up the pitch. That's the problem I have with United is can we get up the pitch?
But then, actually, let's go into this, Mark, yeah? That whole... It is a very risky game for them to play, by the way. I'm not saying they should, but...
I think 1-0 is dangerous. You think you've got... It is a good... One. Sorry, 1-1, not 1-0.
Exactly. 1-1 is it's one of them for them where if they get a 0-0, they can go through. But obviously, it's a dangerous position to be in terms of saying, okay, well, we're just going to bank on you not scoring. We think we can keep a clean sheet against you and go for a 0-0. But you look at what happens when teams do sit back against us, and that is a bit of a thing. I don't know. Is it inconceivable if they kind of play a little bit more negative? Say, come on then, and then try and make us, open up because we have to come on to them.
I think it's
and then they try and hit us on the break.
It's dangerous for them.
I don't think they will. I think they'll play exactly the same way.
Finn Barra says, hopefully Magaluf makes camp on the halfway line the whole match. But the thing is, if they decide to do that, at some point, if it's 0-0 with 15 to go, they will do that. And it only takes a McTominay hit from the edge of the box to deflect in the bottom corner. And they've got to score. They've got to score 2. So if we score first, they've got to score 2. And that's what I mean. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of two-legged away football, European football, because the second leg can mess with your head. But
yeah, it does.
I think Ollie saying what he said encourages me. And Deep Derp says Fred's got the work rate of a horse. Unfortunately, he's also got the legs. But what encourages me is that if I was the coach, my philosophy in this game would obviously, we've got to defend well, but you've always got to defend well. But we're going to go and try and score goals, because if we score 2, they've got to score 3. If we score 3, they've got to score 4. The more goals we score, the harder it is for them. They've got it, and that's it. I think we can't. It wouldn't suit us to sit back and let them have the ball, because I think they've got more chance of scoring if they do that. Yeah,
100%, and that's just it. These goals change the game, especially with no fans there as well. It's an open playing field for us to go and play. And you know what we've been like away from home? Very good. That's why, if you're going to be confident for us, those are the reasons why. Those are the reasons why. I don't know. I just think back to all the times we've struggled against a team saying, come on then. And we just look out of ideas. That can't happen tonight. But you're right. With Ollie saying that, that's what I mean about us knowing we have to score changes everything. I think it stops that stick or twist, against PSG. Oh, we can still do it against Leipzig if we don't quite do it today. Oh, Leipzig, we only need a point. We started laboured, almost like we we knew we could get one of two results, either a draw or a win. And then we got banged, 2-0 straight away. So then we had to come out the traps and we nearly pulled it back. So I think that really helps the mindset, because it's like, you know what? Just go and get the goal. Go all out for the goal. You need to do it.
This new setup with Flex on screen is a little bit like Big Chef, Little Chef. Never watched that. And Roma are through. Granada are through. Tottenham are in extra time. Arsenal are through. So, I want to be in that fucking draw tomorrow lunchtime as well. It will kill me if we're not in that draw tomorrow. But,
don't.
But I tell you what, I've got to say, fair play, Flex. I don't know why, because it's not like you've been full of exuberance and confidence, but I actually do feel confident as we get 5 minutes away from kick-off. I'm actually starting to feel more confident. I wish I was playing in it, but I do feel confident. I can see us getting a result. I can.
Yeah, you always feel a little bit weird doing this, but this is like, we are fans. This is our job to support and believe. So I think someone said there, Ryan Rooney said they're nervous tonight. That's just how it is. You got a kind of little bit of butterflies, you got a little bit of nervousness, but you've also got a bit of confidence and, dare I say, a bit of arrogance to say, come on, man, we can play better than we did in that first game. Rashford, come on, give us a big game. Just get at that fullback, twist him up, do your thing. Dan James, run your heart out. Mason, this is your time to shine. Bruno, let's do it. Like it depends how you're looking at it. You know what I mean? You can pick out those positives whenever you want to, or you can take those negatives, those positives out when you want to if you're feeling down. So yeah, I've got a bit more of a feeling that we're going to do it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough. I'm going to go with a 1-0 though. I'm going to go with 1-0.
I just think they were so much better than us last week on the football pitch in relation to playing football, but then we created more chances. And I think that if all Fred's got to do is have a better game than Matic last week, and that makes us a little bit better. I think Greenwood is best at striker. The faster he becomes our second striker and competing to start, we will see the true Greenwood, says Austin Perez. Yeah, I think we've seen that over the last two games. I know we spoke about Greenwood a little bit, but yes, he can play off the right wing, but I think he is a striker, and I think when we see him up as a striker, there's going to be what?
Oh, sorry, I thought Zagreb nearly scored there.
All right, I've not got that on anymore. But yeah, I do think that the more he plays up front, the more he's going to get used to it. And the thing is, there's got to be an element of patience with someone like Greenwood because he's only 19 up front. But I've got a feeling. I think tonight's the night. It's going to be.
I got a feeling.
Night. Let's pump it up. You've got to pump it up.
That's a different one.
Mason's night. Thursday night, Mason is going to do it.
Mark's dead trumpet noise.
You've got to go with the confidence. You've got to look. We can't be confident in 2. We can't be confident in 2 hours when we're out. So we may as well let's give it the big one. We're playing in the
we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Black and white.
We're going to do it.
Well. I like
that. Yeah, exactly. I might go and put mine on just for extra oomph. Yeah, let's do it. We got this. Come on.
All right, mate. I'll see you at half time.
Peace.
Speak to you in a bit. He's still there. Something else knock him off. There we go. Come back to you there. Take that out. Right. It's you and me. It's me and you. That's the way it's going to be. Get ready. Get ready. Watch us wreck the mic. Psych. Let's get ready to rumble. Players are on the pitch. There's nowhere to hide. Dan James, Bruno Fernandes, Fred, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Mason Greenwood, it's your night, Scott McTominay, Daffy Duck, Lindelof, Henderson, and Harry Maguire. Lots of people talking about Harry Maguire shouting on the camera this week, saying he's showing leadership skills. Let's see if we can see it again tonight. Shouty pants. But I don't know why I say Daffy Duck. It's Scooby-Doo. And that's the AC Milan lineup. As we know, decent players. But have they got the goal threat? AC Milan? Not really last week. They didn't. They didn't have the goal threat last week. We gave them the goal threat, and we shouldn't have conceded. We should not have conceded, but we did. Guys, we played against Neymar and Mbappe this year. I believe we will beat Milan. Rashford and Bruno, masterclass incoming, says Ayush. Spurs and United are going out, says Zayn Miasi. Yeah, you only want us out because you're terrified of us getting through and knocking you out, because it's your only chance of getting into the Champions League. Would be very good for Arsenal if United and Spurs got knocked out, to be fair. Let's not let it happen. But I'm telling you now, tonight is Mason Greenwood's night. I've got a feeling Mason Greenwood announces his name to the rest of the world tonight. All right, it's not the Champions League, but I've got a feeling it's going to be Mason Greenwood night tonight. Let's see what happens. So I've got the score for you there. 0-0 with the aggregate underneath. Don't forget that. Also, as you can see in the top right-hand corner, I don't know what's gone on with that in the top right-hand corner, actually. It seems to have gone a little bit smaller than it was. That's what she said. We've got our live counter there. Let me just change that. I don't know why it's done that. It needs to be a little bit bigger. Got our live counter. What is it doing? Oh, God. I don't know what it's done. It was perfect before. Sod it, we'll just leave it like that. Not going to mess about it when we're just about to kick off. Bottom right hand corner, let's see if we can get to 1,008,000 tonight. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe, and that number will change. Fasten your seatbelts, buckle up. We're about to go in the Europa Cup. Been waiting to do that all night. They're taking the knee. Come on, United, on the front foot. On the front foot. From minute one, get on the front foot. Get that away goal and make this game different. Come on, kick off, ref. I don't like that ref, actually. I'll just say this right now. Before he's even made a bad decision, I don't rate this referee. So, just letting you know. And we're off. We're up and running. Timer's on the screen. It's DJ time, says Vandy Candy. Let's do this. My score prediction was 2-0 from the preview. I don't know whether it'll be 2-0 now, but the clock is above AC Milan there. United on the front foot here, straight away. Good. AC Milan. Dan James with the cross. Oh! I tell you what, it wasn't a great cross by Dan James, but Greenwood could have got on the end of it. I'd have to see that again. He could have got on the end of that. Here's McTominay. Oh, come on, Scott. Fucking rubbish. How do you dribble the ball and lose control of it? That's Fred, bit of tenacious. Will be interesting to see Calhanoglu tonight, Mark. I know we've been regularly linked with him. Come on, United, says Sam Claridge. Fred just giving up a foul there on Calhanoglu, who obviously didn't play for them last week. Number 10. Keep an eye out with him. I'd like to have seen that cross again from Dan James, because I think somebody could have got on the end of that. Can you call my mate Sam a Pratt, says Harvey Jones. Sam, apparently you're a Pratt. I'm definitely started thinking of doing one of these cameo things where people pay me 150 quid to call them a Pratt. I could just retire and do that. I'd miss these watch-alongs though. Bruno looks for the ball in behind to Greenwood, and Greenwood has got it. Goes back to Dan James. Attack the space, Dan. Oh, again, bit like McTominay there. Just couldn't get it out of his feet. But McTominay makes a good pass there. Out to Greenwood. Have him on toast, Mason. Go on then, Mason. Cross comes back. Again, it's a good cross, and it's just behind Rashford. Two good crosses into the box from United in this first 2 minutes. And I tell you what, I think if Greenwood had been alive to Dan James's cross and Rashford had been alive to Greenwood's cross, we could have had an early goal here. It's a good start from United. We're on the front foot, says Jack O'Neill. We are on the front foot. Very good start from United. High press, intent, energy, tactics. Good stuff. Keep it up. You've got to keep it up. Don't you know? Keep it up. You've got to keep it up. Got to keep this energy going. Got to keep it up. James off and Ahmed on, says Chris. Oh, no, I think Dan James started off all right. Players are switched on. Yep. There's a ball over the top. Lindelof will deal with that, surely. Yep. Come on, Dean. Get rid of it quicker. Roll it out. Stop taking your time. Sorry, mate. Love you, mate. But I need AC to win tonight, so my Europa League road to the final Kessie card becomes one of the best cards in the game, says Gravy 27. Nipo says he hates McFred as our midfield. Well, at least we have actually got Pogba and Donny on the bench today, so we can use them. Get Pogba in because we're wearing the Juve kit. Well, I mean, we've only had 4 minutes, and I think United started off quite well. Probably more intent than we played in the entire first leg. We've got to press well as a team. Good interception by McTominay there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't we always win in this kit, says Colin Sexton. I don't know what the record is in this kit. Evening, Mark. Serie A tougher league than La Liga, says AM. I think the League One's a tougher league than the Liga at the moment. Remember, we are sponsored by Boohoo Man for this show. So bottom right-hand corner, not bottom right-hand corner, links in the video description. £800 voucher given away by Boohoo Man to one of you people today. I'm wearing some of that clobber right now. All you got to do is click the link in the video description, enter your details and submit, and we'll be announcing the winner on Monday. £800 to spend at Boohoo Man with their voucher. Thank you very much to them for that. Make sure you click the link and enter because it's free to do it, and one of you will win it. £800 voucher to spend at Boohoo Man. Lots of good active wear that they've got in there as well. And if you just want to buy something from there, 40% off using the code United stand on checkout. So thanks to Boohoo Man for that. But good start by United here. They're whizzing the ball around quite nicely. Milan obviously trying to keep it compact. It's a shame one of those crosses didn't get somebody on the end of it, because you get that away goal and the whole game changes. I'm doing the Champions League draw tomorrow morning at 11 on That's Football if people want to join me for that. I know that you might not be interested in it, but I have been watching the Champions League even though United haven't been in it. Hello, Mark. Please can you wish my nephew Harvey a happy birthday? We both love you in the show, says Jamie. Thank you, Jamie, and happy birthday to Harvey. And if you sing Wonderwall, Greenwood will score, says Jordan Ray. Yeah, I don't actually believe in any of this, sing this and that will happen. If it's if 5 minutes to go, I'll do it. Class start, says Joe Green. Lots of people happy with the start we've had here, which is good. And Dan James closing down Donnarumma there, and it goes for a goal kick. I think it's been a good start. I think we've had a couple of occasions where the ball's not quite stuck, but two good crosses, and on I think on a different day they could have both gone in. Just I think the Spurs game is heading towards penalties, isn't it? My score prediction is 1-0 Man United. No, I went 2-0 before the game. I'm a little bit tempted to go 1-0 now. Yeah, 2-2 in the Spurs game still. Has Shaw stolen Fred's Brazilian passport? Some of his touches lately have been heaven, says Nick P. Well, he's going to get the ball now from Harry. Here we go. He's got a really good understanding with Rashford, Luke Shaw. They know they've got that. Here he is again down the left-hand side. Tried to find Greenwood there. Edge of the box. Oh, Fred's first touch is terrible. Sort your first touch out, Fred. A couple of times McTominay and Fred have just, in this first few minutes, their first touch has not been good, and it's cost us some decent momentum. AC Milan back in control of the ball, but McTominay will pick this up. Come on, Dean. Come on. Get it moving. Get the tempo up. Come on, Juan. Oh no! Don't start doing side to side along the back four. We've got to get moving. Come on, on the front foot. Oh, we're side to siding again now. Don't let this become the rhythm. I don't want to see all this side to side shit. Come on, Fred. Go forward. Forward. Oh. Zagreb have scored, by the way. So Spurs are in shit. United just having a little bit of... See, Dean Henderson had the ball about 10 passes ago and he's got it back again. And now he's going to hit a long ball and we're going to lose the ball. So that was a total waste of possession from United. All that passing to just hit a long ball from the keeper who could have hit a long ball in the first place. Keep the tempo up. Start passing forward more. There's a risk. There's a risk to passing forward. Of course there is. But we need to take those risks tonight. That was a better ball by Fred, actually. I'm just starting to lose it a little bit here. Spurs haven't lost to Zagreb. They're losing to Zagreb. They've still got 14 minutes of extra time left. Spurs season over, really. Carabao Cup or nothing. Poor old Spurs. Good what a tackle by Luke Shaw that is. Into Greenwood. Nice layoff. Fred, that needs to be going forward quicker than that. Lovely play by Bruno. Tried to feed it into Dan James. 6-minute press is back, says Keenan. This is where we want it. Final third. None of this pissing around on the halfway line. Nice ball, Bruno. Dan James. Come on. Forward. Forward. Luke Shaw wanted it there. Forward. Bruno's the ball. Here we go. Come on then. Who's in the box? Greenwood. Oh, that's not a good cross by Bruno. Bruno's coming too deep here. Good, strong, confident start. Going to turn into a flaccid performance for the rest of the match, says Vinbara. And I hope HM stops doing the run forward just to pass to Luke Shaw in a congested area, says Daniel Harding. Yeah, I think we started off very well first couple of minutes. We've slowed the game down a little bit ourselves here. But look, it's a 90-minute game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Milano just defending at the moment, says Daz. Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We're going to have to play in stages. But I don't want to see Bruno coming deeper than McTominay and Fred, which he did there. Ready for the Foxes Sunday, handsome, says Lee Chappie. Not even thought about it, Lee. From tomorrow, I'll think about that. And it is a big game for us. But this one's a rather big one as well at the moment. I think the FA Cup's very important for us, though. I mean, it's the only tournament we can stop Man City winning a treble in. So we've got to play our parts. And I think Leicester will be a tough game. I don't know whether Vardy's back, but we'll find that out tomorrow, I suppose, unless Lee tells us now. Great pass, Henderson. And let's go Zagreb, says Dinosov. And what do you think of the lineups for Man United, says Rohan? I think it's as good as it can be, really. I mean, unless Pogba could have played longer. Right, Dan James is away here. Nah, it's not a good cross. He's got to be looking to Bruno on the back post there. Just does. You see, that's Dan James in a sentence there. Gets past his man, doesn't look up and see Bruno unmarked on the back post, and kicks the cross along the ground. There's definitely a threat to Dan James. That's why we bought him. But there's also a limit to Dan James, unfortunately. Zlatan. Meep, 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 meep. Go on then, Greenwood. Have a look. Lovely play. Lovely play by Greenwood. Strong. Holds the ball up. Fantastic. Fantastic. 19 years of old age as well. Imagine what he's going to be like at 20, 21. It's Greenwood's night. I'm telling you. It's Greenwood's night. Say those words and it'll happen. Luke Shaw, lovely play. Luke Shaw lays it off. Bruno, I was getting a goosebump there. Lovely play between Rashford and Shaw, and he gets it to Bruno on the edge, who shoots over. But again, actually, it's not Rashford, it's Bruno and Shaw. Lovely combination between them two. Zlatan's on the bench for AC Milan, yeah. He's not starting, sorry. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're going to try and get up to 108 million tonight. We've just gone up. It's just changed in the top corner there, you see. Thanks everyone who is subscribing. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. We're going to try and get up to 1,008,000 tonight for this big game. Mark, do you see how McTominay is dropping deep? That's exactly the role Van der Beek should be playing, says Harrison. And just join Mark. Cheers. What's the deal so far, says Fernando. Fernando, the deal so far is that United have started off pretty well, to be fair. Thank you for the Super Chat Mount. Yeah, I think they've started off quite well. I think the Ollie haters who say he's got no tactics will be crying into their soup. because I think I can see the tactical setup. I can see exactly what we're trying to do. Dan James and Rashford are tucking in when the ball's on the other side, and we win the ball, looking to play little one-touch passes back and forward to try and get between the lines. I can see what that's all about. Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw have been told to get forward and support. It's just about whether we can keep the tempo on the game. But I'll be very happy so far because AC Milan have done nothing. And let's not forget, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And if this game pans out like this for the next hour, I'd be very happy, even if it was 0-0, because I'm like, well, yeah, we've got Pogba to come on. We've got Van der Beek who can come on. We've got Diallo who can come on. Although Milan are on the attack here. Easily cut out by Fred. So I'm comfortable with this at the moment. Spurs aren't out yet. They've still got 8 minutes to try and get a goal. But they're out if they don't score. 1 down, 1 to go, says Zane. They're not out yet. Spurs aren't out yet. If they score, they go through, don't they? Long range shot straight at Dean Henderson. No issues there for Dean. Delo's not playing. No, Hernandez is back at left back. Hey, Mark, do you think that Yeld would work as a left winger and linking up with Shaw could be worth a try, says Man United? And when's our next shot on target coming, says Melps? Remember, if Man United score 1 goal, Milan have got to score 2. It's suddenly a very different game. And I think Milan are a good footballing side, but tell me how many good chances they had at Old Trafford. Tell me how many good chances they've had in this first 15 minutes. I feel there's a sense of authority from Manchester United that we never got at Old Trafford. I feel that there is a sense of we're better than Yao. And I think we've got to keep that up. But here's Kessie again. Very good footballer, Kessie. Don't put your hand up like that, Bruno. You'll get a yellow card. Do I still think Spurs will win the Europa? I don't think I predicted that they would. I think that the English teams have got the best chance. But having said that, if Spurs go out tonight and United go out tonight, there's only one English club left, and it's Arsenal, and it's only the quarterfinals. So maybe that won't come to pass. Have you seen that we're linked with CDM? No, Jack Jones. I'm not stupid. I'm not reading that out. Wan-Bissaka went on a good run there as well. Is Fred a real Brazilian, says Roger? Well, I don't know. Rangers are 1-0 down as well. 15 gone. Happy. I'm happy with this from United. I meant Tellez, autocorrect, says Man United. So I don't know what your first comment was. Hi, Mark. Do you think that Tellez would work as a left winger and linking up with Shaw could be worth a try? I'm surprised we haven't tried Tellez at left wing, to be fair, because his main attribute is attacking. Well done, Luke. Go on, Wan-Bissaka. Have a look. Oh, what a ball that is by Wan-Bissaka there. Oh, McTominay. Fucking, what a shit place to lose that. Get rid of it. This is the problem with McTominay and Fred. They always want to take extra touches. You know, Wan-Bissaka under pressure plays a first-time pass to Lindelof, who plays a first-time pass to McTominay, who's got more space than both of them, who takes a touch and fucking loses it. Move the ball quick. That tempo is so important. Talk about tempo. I'm going to lose my temper in a minute. Hey, Mark, can you say happy birthday to my dad, Hayward? And that's from Kevin B. And this summer will be many swap deals. I hope so, Roland. I hope so. Welcome to the Members Club, James McCarthy. Thank you very much for joining. And Spurs are losing 3-0. Spurs are going out of the Europa League, says Joel Morris. And I can see Zlatan coming on and injuring Bruno, says IKY. And Aman Amnash, thank you very much for the super chat there. Well, we've had 15 minutes, 17 minutes, and it's 0-0. You don't want to concede first in this game. Although if we concede and then we score, it's just all tie, isn't it? But you want to get that first goal. Make Milan have to score twice. I say have to score twice. If they scored once, it goes to extra time, doesn't it? We need to score first. Lovely ball into Luke Shaw on the left. Oh, there was no one up. To be fair, it's a great run by Luke Shaw. And this is what I mean about Luke Shaw. He's not just a brilliant left back. He's a brilliant, important asset in our team. Lovely run by Luke Shaw. There's nobody in the box for him anyway. He's never going to cut that back. But he wins a corner. Shaw is unreal. He's absolutely unreal. He's just, I mean, look, there's just not many teams at all where your left back is one of your most important players. Everyone's got good left backs, but, you know, almost love you, Mark. You've helped us lock down, says Jack Jones. Cheers, pal. I don't know what that is from Bruno. It's a bit weird, that. Bit of a waste. Don't need to do stuff like that, Bruno. That's forcing it. And he does, you know, Bruno does do that sometimes. Just a pointless ball. McTominay off to a bit of a slow start. Wow, I mean, when was the last time McTominay and Fred actually had a good game? I said that before the game. If one of them can have a good game tonight, I think we will win this game. I think even beating Man City, McFred and were below par. Here's Rashford. Lay it off, Rashford. Oh, there was a layoff there. There was a layoff to Bruno right there. Oh, fucking hell. Breaks down. Milan on the break. Lots of United players back. That's good. Good work rate from United to get back. Passing hasn't been that good at all from United really so far, but as I said, stay in the game. I think we've got the better bench than them. Diallo, Van der Beek, and of course, Nemanja Matic. No, I mean Paul Pogba. I can see Zlatan coming on and treading on Dan James, says Vinbara. It's a nice layoff by Greenwood into Dan James. Play him in. Play Greenwood in. Play Greenwood in. Play fucking Greenwood in. Has he got a penalty? Why didn't he play Greenwood in? Fucking idiot. Why didn't he play him in? Jesus Christ. Oh. He could have done it twice. He had 2 times to pass it to him and he goes on his own. Thinks he's Michael Owen in the 98 World Cup against Argentina. Oh. Don't know why. Just pay him in and Greenwood's in. If anyone's not watching, it comes to Jan James. They're running towards the penalty box. Greenwood's there. The defender's there. He can play him in. And he decides to go on his own. I don't think it's a penalty either. Well, maybe it was a penalty, but the reality is he should have played Greenwood in. Oh well. It's gone now. Strong play by Harry Maguire there as well. Good play, Harry. We just go again, get your head down and go again. It's gone. Forget about it. But this is what I mean about limited. Ricky won't have it. Football intelligence. When you're a team player with football intelligence, you pull that defender towards you and you pass it to Mason Greenwood, who is only going to be one-on-one. I'm not saying Greenwood's going to score, but he's going to be one-on-one. Dan James tries to put his foot down and sprint past the defender who's seen it coming a mile off, and that's the chance gone. Limited. But it's gone. We move on. We're going to see you and all of us in the 75th minute yelling at Ollie, where are the subs, says Leo Man United. Meep, meep. Ricky will say, I'll tell you what Ricky will say. I'll tell you what, Fleck. He did the right thing. He did the right thing. He's just got unlucky. Hi Mark, great vids by the way. Do you like Rangers? Says Alan Johnston. I don't comment on Rangers Celtic. It's just something I live my life by. Evening Mark, will you ever get an ironing with Goldbridge? Keep up the great work. Says Matthew. Would people want to watch an ironing with Goldbridge? Cooking with Goldbridge is back tomorrow. I did it today. It just needs to be edited and go up tomorrow. Oh, AC Milan now. 3v2. Well played, Harry Maguire goes for a corner. Kalanoglu! Oh, God. Kicks thin air. United clear. Can't concede first. And here is Bruno. Where's the run? Dan! Oh, it's broken down. I tell you what, our final pass has been dreadful from everybody tonight. Bruno, James, Rashford, obviously Fred and McTominay. But we've got it here. Here's Greenwood. It's Greenwood's night tonight. Go on, Mace. Go on, Mason. Flick Rashford in. Oh, he took... Oh, fuck off, Fred. You bloody prat. Oh, that's worse than Dan James. That's worse than Dan James. So the ball comes to Fred. Rashford's there for a quick first time one-on-one. Fred takes a touch and shoots. Bloody Fred shooting. Bloody hell. It's gone. We move on. We move on again. Another opportunity where we could have had a player one-on-one if anybody knew how to pass forward first time. Let's stop acting like Dan James offers us something at step speed. Simple pass to Greenwood and he chooses the wrong option. And I'm sorry, but this is why Dan James has no business being at our club. Pace and effort is not enough, just bloody awful, says the mystery man. Kessie looks a complete don. Did in the last tie too. Sign him up, says Max Gilbert. James reminds me so much of Luke Chadwick. Good start, but was all pace and dribbling with no end product. I can see his career going exactly the same way, says Rooney. Well, I think what you've got to say in fairness about everybody who's playing tonight is that we really don't have any other option. So you've just got to get behind them and hope that they deliver. But there's no doubt that Dan James should have played Greenwood in. And to be honest with you, Fred will get away with it. But Fred should have passed that first time to Rashford, who'd made the run to be one-on-one. And Bruno was screaming at him to do it. So Spurs have gone out, apparently. Yeah, Spurs are out. You just wonder, I mean, in relation to Mourinho, I wonder if Spurs fans are ready to wake up and smell the coffee yet. We did warn them. Fred is a B-Tech Kante, says A-Trips. And what do you reckon to the Spurs result, says Big Tasty. I think it makes this result even more important. With Spurs out, I think in Europe, the hardest games are always when you play people from your own country. And I wouldn't want to be playing Spurs or Arsenal, so... But we're not. We could be going out. Arsenal fans will be like this now. I bet Robbie's out holding a prayer night. I bet AFTV's still live. Come on, DT. Everybody, Ty, get your headphones on. Let's pray. Come on, Robbie. Yeah, Robbie. Come on, let's pray. Let's pray for Man United to go out. But if we do go out, Arsenal have got a great chance. Bruno will not pass to Dan James unless there is absolutely no other option. When you know, Mark, says the mystery man. And I'm telling you, Fleck, Dan James, man of the match, and we miss Marshall, says Ricky. Ricky's in the live comment. It won't be the real Ricky. We should... I wouldn't say we should be winning this game, but we've definitely had two opportunities where we could have got our strikers in one-on-one. But we've just got to get that ball in the back of the net. I'll be a lot happier when we've done that. I mean, just scoring doesn't change the game, but we've got to get the goal. We've got to get a goal here. Mark, you say we don't have options, but Amad Diallo is a Champions League experienced player with more football intelligence than Dan James, and he's on the bench, says Aman. Yeah, but I do think he's, let's not try and repaint the Mona Lisa here. The fact is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is risk averse, and he's picked Dan James because Theo Hernandez at left back is an attacking threat, and he's gone with Dan James on a percentage reason. Lovely little flick by Bruno there. God, Fred's passing is so laboured, isn't it? It's just not smooth. Right, here's Dan James on the right. What are you going to do? Good ball into Wan-Bissaka. Goes back to Dan James. Goes back to Scott McTominay. Goes back to Dan James. Into Wan-Bissaka. Win a corner. Yeah, that'll do. Corner ball. We'll have some of that. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Look at this time. Look in the top left, and it changes just like that. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Got a corner for Manchester United here. Luke Shaw's going to take it. Come on then. Luke Shaw. Maguire. It's another one where Harry Maguire wins the header and it goes nowhere near. He wanted a goal. He wanted another corner. No, it came off your head, Harry. Definitely came off your head. It seems our only tactic is to counter-attack. This is poor so far. Dan James has the football IQ of a sock and is as weak as a butterfly's fart, says Killian Willis. And if United wins today, drinks are on flex, says Abhishek. And when you think about it, Spurs had to play too many games in the Europa. United must be more intelligent in the box if they want to gain an edge here, says Frank. Petition to have ball bearings inside the football so that Fred can control the ball. He is blind. Also, screening the Leicester game. MU Delhi, at MU Delhi, says Sport E-Virus, are screening the Leicester game. There you go. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm telling you, Fleck, Dan James, man of the match, no question. I'm telling you. Ricky's in the live comments. And get Sam on the back post. If you know, you know, says Epic Goalie 23. Is Rashford actually playing, says Stephen? Well, you know, Greenwood's the one I want to get on the ball, to be honest, out of front three. He looks the one who's most like, what is Bruno doing there again? He can't just do that. It's bloody terrible that is from Bruno. He's done that twice. It's almost like a no-look, smack it across the face of the pitch from a throw-in. He needs to calm down a bit. I think Bruno needs to calm down a bit. He's having one of those games where he's just getting frustrated and he's trying to do it all in one pass. Get Pogba on. Oh, Fred again! Why can't Fred and McTominay actually dribble? How many times do Fred and McTominay lose the ball? Madness. Quarterfinal Europa League draw is tomorrow lunchtime. Will we be in it? Is the question. Right, Dan James should get there. No, Donnarumma's come out. Look at Donnarumma, sweeper keeper there. No messing about. Oh, another stray pass, but here's Bruno. Trying to get Dan James. I mean, it's a hard job for Bruno Fernandes, you know, because he gets the ball, he looks around, he's got Dan James there, he's got McTominay and Fred behind him. Really, if you mark up Rashford and Greenwood, he's in trouble. Stop lying, Mark. That you know that Dan James is man of the match. I'm telling you, Flex, says Ricky. These are super chats, by the way. I'm not just reading them out. Tuchel wants Kessie. No way we're going to get him, says Tonis. And stop sticking up for him. He's been poor, says GXY. Yeah, he has. Yeah, you're right. But there's no doubt he's the best player on the pitch for us. This is going to go for a corner, Fred. Sprint. Bloody too slow. You hit that, and then you stopped, and then you started running. It's a corner. Yeah, we're not getting this. We're not getting this big game from McFred at the moment that we need. Still plenty of time left, but. Corner to AC Milan. Come on. None of this zonal marking shit. Get your head on it. Nice one, Bruno. Second ball. Second ball. Dean Henderson's got it. Well done. Roll it out, roll it out, roll it out, roll it out. Come on. Get the tempo going. Catch them on the break. Luke Shaw. Well, we have got Van der Beek and Pogba on the bench, so we can use that. Tell you what, it's always a quicker game when you need a goal. Bruno's been poor, too much Hollywood, needs to save himself and stay calm and wait for Pogba and Diallo, says the mystery man. Yeah, I think he's just trying too many Hollywood passes and... I mean, what? Now we're doing that as well. These diagonal long balls. This is what we tried to do in the first leg. We've abandoned passing through now, and we're hitting these silly diagonals from centre backs. Milan at the moment are starting to get a bit of a grip on this, and I don't like it. Are you going to close that door at some point? What are you doing? What are you doing there? Where is it?
In the garage in the good state box.
All right.
I'm taking it out in a bit though.
Why?
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 Because it's fine.
All right. Okay. Cat had a mouse earlier. Apparently we've put it in a box. Some of our midfield needs to go in a bloody box. Anyway, McTominay, nice little ball outside to Luke Shaw. Attack the space, Luke. Attack the space. Into Rashford. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's just so late. We've lost the ability. We're making a lot of passes, but they're all going backwards. You've got to move it quicker. Every time you take a touch, they get set. If you take away Van Dijk, are the less world-class centre-backs out there than it was 10, 15 years ago, says Tommy. I think there are, yeah. I think centre-backs were better. Need Pogba or Donny at half-time for a bit more creativity in the midfield, says Ollie. And Bruno's been... Yeah, I've done that one as well. Thanks, everyone, for the super chats and the normal chats. Rashford's crap, says Blackberry. Catbridge, says Sniper. We've got a 1v1 here. Who's with Kessie? Oh, good tackle, Lindelof. Well done. Well done. I was just seeing what happened here, how it went wrong. Lindelof, McTominay, Wan-Bissaka, Dan James. I'm trying to see how this chance came about. Bruno. Oh, fucking hell, it was Bruno. Bruno's pass that nearly got us into trouble there. Sloppy, very sloppy. Unfortunately, the first 36 minutes have gone quite quickly, and my observation is probably the same observation as Stevie Wonder and anybody else, is that the midfield pivot just isn't good enough. I don't know when we're going to learn this, but it's just not good enough. Hope for better, but you expect better. Anyway, they've got a free kick to whip into the box here. Then they've refused it. They've still got it though. AC Milan comes forward to back post. Who's marking up? Totally free on the back post. Maguire heads it away. I'm angry, says Ricky. Why do you people hate Madame James? Fleck, fleck, fleck. I'm telling you, Bruno is not good enough. Yeah, I don't think Bruno has been good this half. Really. The problem is Fred and McTominay can't play through midfield, and this is when AC are playing deeper. Better players might take a man on, says SK. We need to get Pogba on. He might, even if he's half fit, he's going to be better than Fred or McTominay. One of them's going to have to come off at some point because we're just not creating anything at all. We are lacking massively in quality. Move the ball quicker and forward. Too slow. Too many backwards passes, says Clay. The problem is and we've all seen it over the last 20 minutes, is there's too many sideways passings. When it goes into someone like Rashford or Dan James, they're just popping it back to the halfway line. You're basically just overloading McTominay and Fred, who are the problem in the first place. But the ball is moving way too slow. Everyone's taking a touch before they pass it. You play through teams by playing the ball quickly, and everyone wants a touch. We saw it last week against West Ham. Fred got it. First time into Bruno. Space into Greenwood, we nearly score a goal. We're not moving the ball quick enough from the midfield, and these players they're just not good enough. It's not lack of effort. It's definitely not lack of effort. Some of these players just ain't technically good enough, and they're never going to be technically good enough. And I keep saying this: if any player could be turned into a top player, you'd never have to spend money. You'd just buy shit players from Stoke and train them up. But you don't. You need top quality players. That's a lovely, lovely change of the play by Greenwood. Luke Shaw keeps it in. Just had a message from a mate saying, Bruno out. You're blocked. I've just had a message from Craig from Anfield Agenda saying it was a nailed on penalty as well. Piss off. I don't think it was. He should have passed. To be honest, I've not even really looked about whether it was a penalty because it was just so... We should never even be talking about whether we should have got a penalty or not, because the simple thing is he should have passed to Mason and Mason would have bloody scored. That's what should have happened. There's Zlatan again. 5 minutes to half time, and the danger is that time can run out. Midfield has been trash, Marvin AM. It's a collective trash. Euro trash. Five minutes to go to half time. I don't think he'll make changes at half time. I don't think he will make changes at half time. I think he will stick with it for another 15 minutes. But that's a risk in itself. I say make changes at half time. Whoever I am. But I do. Shot from distance. Oh, Dean Henderson just does enough. Goes for a corner. Edge of the box. Didn't feel comfortable grabbing hold of it. Just puts it out for a corner. Mark, am I right in, even though clearly Pogba needs to come on, the frustrating thing is Ollie won't make a sub till 80 minutes? No, Daniel Ross, he'll definitely get him on before that. Fred is a miserable excuse for a footballer. He's atrocious, says James Knowles. We need squad depth for Van der Beek, but we can't play Bruno every game either, says Stray79. Who's turning their back on the ball there? It's another corner. We never seem to have all our players at 100% for 2 consecutive games. McTominay's been so poor today, but a lot of this is Ollie's fault for playing this same team the entire 90 minutes, says George. And yeah, that's not a bad point. Fred's getting a lot of pelters in the live comments, to be fair. I'd distribute it out, mate. I think it's not just Fred. Hit Rashford on the hand, but his hand is down. That's why you should never turn your back on the bloody ball, Marcus. 42 minutes. It's all right saying Bruno's useless, but we're not taking him off, are we? No one's going to take him off. It's about getting better players on the pitch. The game feels like if they score first, then it's game over. We'll struggle to break them down, says Jake Pennington. Well, even if they score first, it's still not over for us, but I'm glad we've got decent players on the bench, because if we don't, then we're going to... I'd be crying at this point, because we've not done anything really for 20 minutes. I thought the first 20 minutes we looked a lot better, but yeah, it's not great. Dan James has done nothing and will keep on doing nothing. Come Monday, our season will be over. Sad to see the likes of James and Fred getting in over Donny and Diallo. This is why I'm Ollie out, says the mystery man. We can't even pass our way out of our own half at the moment, says Stephen Penner. Fred getting highlighted because McSauce is hiding, says TDO. And Pogba needs to come on, make things happen. We have slowed way down, says Philip Burtonwood. Well, I'll tell you what, for me, people might not like this, but I'm taking off McTominay and I'm bringing Pogba on, because Fred is going to break up the play. That's what Fred's going to do. I don't really, I know that Fred can't pass a parcel, But McTominay is actually the one who's meant to be offering a little bit more. And there is a lot of people going in on Fred, and I agree he's not having a very good game. But who is the player that's meant to actually be supplementing the attack? It's Scott McTominay. So I would take McTominay off and get Pogba on. Because if we don't, he's got to take one of the midfielders off. He's got to do it. And for me, Fred can at least break the play up. Knock, who's there? A little old lady who all this time I had no idea you could yodel, says Sethi754. And Pogba needs to come on, make things happen. We have slowed way down. We're nearly at half time. That's just another long ball. We can't just keep hitting these long balls as well. AC Milan, they've got a break. Oh, bloody hell. That's the chance of the game. We haven't had a chance like that. Let's be honest, that's the chance of the game for AC Milan. Kolonoglu on the right-hand side finds the cross. Maguire's made the run. Maguire's gambled. That's took him and Shaw out of the play. Cross comes in, and Wan-Bissaka probably just does just about enough. And that is half time. Bruno's having a bit of a moan. Of course he will. But yeah, I think he wanted the penalty. Pogba doesn't look like he's ready to come on. Ollie's going to have a moan about the penalty, but you can't have a moan about the penalty, Ollie. If your man passes Mason Greenwood in, that's the thing I'd be pissed off about. You can't moan too much about the penalty decision, I don't think, because you've got to go for the man. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, we're very close to 1,008,000. We're only 150 away, as you can see in the live counter in the top left hand corner. And remember, we have got an £800 voucher from Boohoo Man to give away. All you've got to do, click the link in the video description, enter your details to go in the draw, and one of you will win an £800 voucher to spend at Boohoo Man. Links in the video description for that. But half-time 0-0. Our midfield is super weak and Ollie is losing the tactical battle. Don't you think he should be responsible for this dismal first half, says Adel A. James needs to come off at half-time. He's low IQ and should be only used as a speedy sub. Should have passed Pogba and Ahmad on, says Meha. It's a sad situation and it's getting more and more absurd, says Gerchen. Fred, I'm having a nightmare. He's killing me. He's like Freddy Krueger, says Lewis Smith. I wonder what you're on about, Freddy Krueger. Look, you know what? I just don't think you can have it both ways. I really don't think you can have it both ways. I think that you're going to see Flex, but I can't hear him. So I'm just going to have to load this up. But yeah, you can't have it both ways. The reality is, it can't be Ollie's tactics and then Fred, McTominay, Dan James, Bruno are all atrocious. Like, they couldn't pass a parcel. Like, if Dan James if Scott McTominay and Fred make those passes, then the tactics that we're playing are absolutely fine. Like, you can't polish a turd. I know exactly what the tactics were, and it worked all right for the first 5 minutes, but we can't get up the pitch because it's breaking down. Flex, can you hear me now, mate?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you while I was loading up Discord. But yeah, I just first of all, I just want to say this. I do not care if it's a penalty to Manchester United, because for me, Dan James, if we go out, he can get his bloody swimming trunks on and he can swim back to England, because that was shocking. I'm not even interested if it's a penalty. He had two opportunities to pass Mason Greenwood in. What the fuck is he doing even trying to do that? I mean, maybe it is a penalty. I'll have a look at it, but...
Nah, Tomori gets the ball. He studs. It's one of the way he gets the ball just about. It's a good, strong tackle. His body does go into him and obviously push him onto the floor. But if you look at his feet, he gets the ball. But like you said, shouldn't even have been. I've got the lipstick on and the eyeliner on as well. Again, I don't know why. He's got to pass the ball. Just pass the ball. Bruno has been awful.
Yeah,
I don't think he's hit a white shirt once. Trying the Hollywood pass every time, tripping over.
Yeah, but you know why he's doing that? I admit he's playing crap, but you know why he's doing it? Because there's so much shit around him. He's just like, I've got to produce something out of ridiculous.
Yeah, he's been poor. He has been poor. Whatever reason it is, he's been shocking. McTominay and Fred, listen, they're gonna have the energy. They're gonna be combative. They're gonna break up play, like we've said. But we know what the limitations have been. I mean, we said even before the game, what's it going to look like? When you asked me, what would happen if they have to play next season? I said, well, the same thing will just keep happening.
How many times have they dribbled the ball and lost it? How many times have they tried to pass it and lost it? Really bad.
So bad. Luke Shaw, again, first 10 minutes, maybe 15 at a push. I thought we were quite dominant. I liked our tempo. We're getting Dan James on the ball. He was being bright. He was getting at players. You had Rashford's been very quiet, very, very quiet. Haven't got him on the ball at all. Luke Shaw, though, bombing forward, and Mason Greenwood doing his thing as well, trying to make things happen. He's been doing really well. But other than that, with what we've got out on that pitch, that's what it is in that midfield pivot. He's got to get Pogba on.
45 minutes.
Pogba on now.
But Pogba doesn't look like he's warming up. He's got his coat on. He's going into the dressing room, so he ain't coming on at half time. And that to me is not acceptable. That game, you're taking a big risk saying I'm only going to give you half an hour. 45 minutes is still left in that game. How much more do you want to be pissed on before you realise that you're wet? Like that midfield is getting worse. They're losing confidence.
Yeah,
they're not getting
exactly. And AC Milan are growing in confidence. We got a let off right near the end of the half there. Bruno plays that ball back where he's not looking, and then they're in. And Lindelof has to do really well and keep his eye on the ball. Henderson with the save as well. Yes, it's routine save, but again, they started to grow in confidence. Almost like the first 10, 15 minutes, they said, okay, let's see what Man United got. Let's see what they can do. And it's almost like they went, okay, what they've got is Dan James on the break. They're going to try and get him, so let's double up on him.
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford, we'll do a number on him. Okay, watch out for Shaw in the overlap. Mason Greenwood, not a proper out-and-out striker, so we should be able to marshal him. Fred and McTominay, they don't hold on to the ball very well. And then Milan just played their way into the game. And then they've grown in confidence and then started to stick it on us towards the end. So, they will be very, very confident from here. They're playing compact. There's not a lot of spaces in behind. After the first 10 minutes, they kind of shut that off. So it's not looking good. If we don't go up a couple of gears, we'll be out. We'll be out. Not even a shot. Well, I think, did we have one shot on target? If that? Not even that.
I can't remember one, no.
Can't remember. Not nothing meaningful.
Just a few super chats. Mr. Dan United says, loving the show. We need to get Pogba on now, not on the 70th minute. We're letting Milan building confidence. James for Ahmed, McTom for Pogba, and Bruno for Donny, says Tom O'Duff. Forget a striker in the summer. I'm sick of McFred. If Ollie doesn't change anything half time, then he can leave with them, says Spar. Absolute sick of crap. This useless players, middle, second, every ball. McFred, the worst midfield pairing we've ever had, says Duncan. At least James was involved in the game. What has Rashford been doing? McFred giving away balls, says George.
Rashford hasn't been involved at all. That's true.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't criticise Dan James and then not Rashford. McT is 24 years. He might get slightly better. I don't see him being Carrick. Don't know why they keep trying Fred and him. SK. And how many times have you watched United play? All of us know that subs need to be made. The pundits know too. And Ollie makes subs at 80 minutes, as Tom Holmes. And there's another one just come in here from JB. Says, I don't see Pogba before 60 minutes. It's clear Ollie is never going to learn. No, I don't think we will either. I don't think we will see them before 60 minutes. And I think that's a mistake because
he'll think he can get a reaction out of him.
They're coming off.
Ollie will get that.
But they're coming off anyway. They're coming off in 15 minutes. So even if they come on for the second half and do well, you're still going to take them off. So take them off. Like, you know what I mean? The only thing that can happen by sending them out is that you think, oh, they're doing well, I won't take them off. So fucking take them off. Like, they're just... I mean, to be fair, look, the Dan James chance, they'll probably show it. But there was a chance for Fred. Wasn't as easy as Dan James, but he gets the ball. Bruno says play Rashford in straight away. Obviously, he takes a touch, the pass isn't on. And then he bloody shoots. And it's like...
Yeah, that was a shot on target, Fred.
Yeah.
That was it, yeah.
It was more like a bloody pass back.
Exactly, that's why we couldn't
I think they might show it now, but it's just... It's so laboured. I thought the first 15 minutes was quite good, but then it was side to side to side to side all the bloody time and so very slow. He's for me... He's got to make it's so obvious you're going to have to make at least two subs. I don't think Pogba and Van der Beek could do a worse job than McFred at the moment.
They'd keep the ball, but I mean, I know people would argue about the balance and working hard and winning it back, but what about having the ball more often to make the other team work hard? That's what we would do. I mean, I know they see the highlight in there, early doors. This is what I mean. The first 10 minutes was getting Dan James on the ball. He was being a threat. He was getting crosses in. That first one he pulls back, that's I think just behind Mason. was good. And Bruno, again, that shot that Bruno had there when Luke Shaw pulls it back to him, he should do way better than that. Better than that for his quality. You know, it's just not good enough.
Who would you take off? Who would you take off if you were there? I mean,
it's got to be McTominay or Fred. It has to be for Pogba.
See, I'd take McTominay off because I think Fred
can still break the play up.
Yeah, he's just a bit better than that. I mean, they're both bloody useless, but I just would keep Fred on just for his.
Yeah, I think the balance. Yeah, the balance. Yeah, I think there's a couple of times McTominay has got the ball as well, and just giving it away really cheaply. But Ollie likes that whole bit of aerial ability, just that extra height. So I could see if one's got to go, he'll probably make Fred go. But I wouldn't. I agree with you. I'd keep Fred on. And
well, Ali Morgan says I've never seen such a terrible holding midfield partnership. James needs to leave in the next window as well. It's not McFred, it's McFred. Not only McFred doesn't realise how bad they even are, says Sheikh. Any top manager would be taking James off and one of the centre midfielders off. That was from Nick. And I think McTominay has not been as bad as Fred, still quite bad, but I don't know how much longer I can watch him take those touches or passes. It's awful, says Harrison. Next season, if United play McFred, Magloff and James, call it progress. I will not be here. I will be Glazers out. I don't know.
All the negativity's flying in, mate.
It's going to. But all I would say is, if we make the changes, we can win that game. I think the one positive is, I don't think AC Milan are like, oh shit, we can't do it. I think a lot of the frustration is because we started off quite well, and we can get something out of this game, but probably not with that 11 on the pitch. He's just got to make the changes, and we may as well do it soon. I still think we can get through. I think all these people saying,
of course we can.
Will be in there. Words, but he's got to make the changes. He's got to make them.
We can still get through. Of course we can, but we started to live dangerously there. And my worry is I can't see a reaction out of what we've got on the pitch. That's where you're right. We've got to make a change. I can't see it as he can get into that lot at half time. Bruno can definitely play better than that. Of course he can. But other than that, it was almost like that's them playing to their max because that's the best of their abilities. McTominay and Fred are not great on the ball. They're more combative and trying to win it back. They've done that a couple of times before we started losing control in midfield. Dan James, his best attribute is working hard and getting at people. He's done that. His best attributes are not making the right choice and the right end product. We've seen that. So we're seeing, and our right hand side with Wan-Bissaka. Oh my god, the feet of Wan-Bissaka at times trying to link up with Dan James.
I think his laces might be tied together. I think he's not doing them right.
Listen, this is what I mean. People think like I'm being horrible when I say about his touch and stuff and just how he is on the ball. And yes, he's improving here or there, but it's still not at the level that we need at
You know what it is with Wan-Bissaka? He's quite far down the list of problems. He's way, he is a problem, but he's not the same problem as the wingers. And look, I do agree with what a lot of people are saying. What Dan James did was criminal. He had to play Mason
Greenwood.
He's got a pass. And he could have done it twice. That's criminal. But to be fair, what's worse? Dan James not really doing what he should have done, or Rashford doing nothing?
Well, that's what I mean. That's what we said that's what I said before the game, and everyone was getting on Dan James saying he's crap, he shouldn't start Ahmad, and I was saying about Solskjaer was going to pick the players that he trusts. This is what I mean. Like Dan James gets into those positions because he's actually good at playing his position in terms of getting to the right area.
He does get involved.
He gets involved. He passes when he should pass and sets it back, keeps it simple, and then waits to get himself into a position where he can run at the fullback. It's then is when we see the discrepancies in his game. That's when we see him struggle. That's when we see the biggest area of his improvement, his final ball or his decision making, and that is what is holding him back right now.
Yeah, definitely. Bruno's playing for Milan, in my opinion. Lost the ball 20 times. Yeah, but look.
Yeah, it was really bad. Mark, he was bad. He was bad.
No, I'm not going to defend him. But what I'm going to say is, Bruno was bad, right?
Yeah.
But that's the end of the conversation. Bruno was bad. It's not like Bruno was bad. If he's playing next season, I'm Ollie out. He's our best player, and he's playing bad. Player, yeah. I can't say anymore. He's playing bad. He's not like,
he's playing awful.
Let's not. You're never going to sub him off because you know that he's probably going to do something. It's a very different. Bruno's playing bad to McFred are playing absolute shit again and probably couldn't pass a ball and hit a wall from a metre away. That's just a very different thing. And I wouldn't take Bruno off anyway, because if you actually bring Pogba on, I think, as we've seen before, you'll see
you need Bruno.
A totally different Bruno.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you there. I did. I know what you're like. I did think you was going to go, yeah, but you know what? He's trying.
No, I
No,
mean,
he's playing shit.
2 times, not even
He's
the one.
playing awful.
Not even the one where Lindelof went through. Lindelof had to make that tackle, but there was 2 times where the throw-in was given to him, and he just turned and whacked it, and it was like,
Yeah,
you can't even
that's what I
see.
mean.
You can't even see what's behind you. What are you trying to do?
Let's just call it out. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, because we have to keep Bruno on the pitch because no doubt he can only get better from there. He just done a madness in that first half. He didn't pick out a white shirt once. He didn't pick it. That was awful.
No, I agree. But
Awful.
again, he's the least of our problems because ultimately,
Yeah.
If we go out of this game 0-0 and Bruno puts in the same performance in the second half and people start saying it's Bruno's fault we're going out, you don't know football.
No,
it's
but what I will say though, although he is the least of our problems, what he can do is pull rank a bit and say, right, we do need to keep the ball a little bit here.
His leadership's not there, is it?
There you go. Instead of whacking it 40 yards over the top to try the Hollywood ball, why not just look after it, win a foul, hold on to the ball, say, right, calm down, let's go again. Keep it, play the 5 yard. Here, McTominay, have it. Here, give me it back. Here, Fred, have it back. Yo, Luke Shaw, have it there. Lend it to Rashford. Play your way into the game. Not every minute, go for the killer. And I think that is what is frustrating. We can say that about Bruno. You don't take him off, but he is capable instead of... Because the others are playing shit as well. But if we wanted him to be our...
Pogba's on the
right,
pitch.
Good. Who is it for? I
don't know, but he's knocking a pass around with Dean Henderson and he's got his shorts on. So hopefully that means he's coming on. Rashford's not doing it recently. Says Anup, make 5 changes. Says I think you can make 5, can't you, as well?
Yeah, you can in this year.
Ali Morgan says I'd rather have Phil Jones and Martial in CDM than McTominay and Fred. And what's this one? This midfielder's been scary bad this half. 5 nights at McFreddy's, says Santiago. And so everybody calling out talents like Bruno, but hyping up McTom, Fred and James for average games. Rashi doing nothing, says DK. And how can you possibly say this squad can win this competition playing this kind of football? Well, look, I think we said this, Flex. You look at that team and you're fearful. You hope it's going to produce something, but in fairness to that team, it's producing exactly what the fear was. It's not it's not technically good enough. It's full of heart, but it's not technically good enough, and so it's come to pass. And sometimes in football, you see what a player is what a player is. I don't think, unless Fred's off, I don't think Pogba's actually on. I think he
might just be warming up, ready
warming
to come on. Yeah, but that is a good sign though, because that means early in this half they're saying get on.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, mate. Well, I might see you for extra time. If not, you'll be on the fan forum reacting to one way or the other. We're out or we're in. So
honestly,
I'd
this
rather
is it, mate.
I'd rather see you for the extra time bit than you go straight to a loss. So let's see what happens.
We need to score. We've got to score this half. If not, Milan can just say, look, listen, keep it as it is. We go through. We have to score. Let's do our thing.
Well, no, he has got his shirt off, Pogba. He's putting him on the right wing.
Oh, he is? What, for Dan James?
Yeah.
Why are you shoehorning him in? That's bullshit, man.
I know.
Why are you just Why are you just shoehorning him in? If he goes on to have a worldie, great.
You can't pass judgment on it because it might work. But this is the problem with him. He will not take. This is what he's been doing. He puts Pogba on the wing because he still can't take McFred off. Unless it's going to be a diamond. It might be a diamond. Let's see.
Let's have a look. You know what? I'm not saying nothing. Let me wait and see.
All right, mate. I will see you in a bit.
Hopefully I don't see you in a bit and you can just watch the fan forum later with us have won.
Oh, I hope so. All right.
All right, later.
Catch you in a bit. Right, second half's about to kick off. Pogba's on the pitch. Let's go get it. We just need to see where Pogba's going to go. I just wonder if he's going to... I think he's going to put him on the wing. Which, I mean, hopefully it'll be enough. Hopefully just having Pogba on the wing will be enough. But, yeah, I'm not overjoyed by that, to be fair. I presume it was Dan James that he took off. So Rashford's off. It's Rashford off, not Dan James. Rashford's clearly not fit then, is he? He would never take Rashford off. So he's basically put Pogba on the left wing. That's mad. That is crazy. I mean, Rashford obviously is just injured, but Pogba on the wing is it's weird. Well, what do people think about that? Pogba on the wing. Trust the process. Ollie's fantastic tactics. I mean, we're not going to get hold of the midfield with Pogba on the wing. Fucking hell. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know how this game is going to change with Paul Pogba basically playing as a left winger. He needs to be in the centre of the pitch. That's where he needs to Paul Pogba needs to be in the centre of the pitch running the play. You've still got Fred and McTominay on the centre of the pitch. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'd rather put Bruno on the wing and Pogba's got to be in the centre of the pitch. Will you like it if Ronaldo joins again? Says Edwin Garcia. I think Ronald McDonald would do a better job in our midfield at the moment. We're playing the game of how fast can we lose the ball. One, we can't get it. Says quite sharp. And we need squad depth for Van der Beek. We can't play Bruno every game. Okay, I've read that one as well. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way. Please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're getting close to. Well, you can see top left corner. We're getting very close to that. Nice ball into the box to Wan-Bissaka. Cross comes it. Pogba, Fred. Fred, Bruno, Pogba. Yes! Get in! Paul Pogba, Manchester United. It was bouncing around in there, and it's instant impact from Paul Pogba. He's back. Pog back. Manchester United 1-0. It's messing around in the box, and Pogba's there. Get in there, you twats. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. Fortuitous, maybe. Bruno, lovely ball out to Wan-Bissaka. The cross comes in. Dan James with some sort of cross. Pogba into Fred. It's bouncing around. Fred wins it again. Pogba, roof of the net. Class. That's a goal. That's 1-0. That's an away goal. Manchester United are back. And Zayn is in the mud. Arsenal fans are crying. Get down on your knees, Ty. Your dreams aren't coming true. 1-0 Manchester United. Come on. Come on then. Instant impact from the left wing. Wow, Ollie's a genius. Ollie's a bloody genius. We were wondering what was going on there, and Paul Pogba on the left wing scores straight away. Look, you might not like it, but it may be luck. It may not be luck, but the reality is it's a goal, and it's opened up the game now, big time. And here's Mason Greenwood. Come on, United. Come on, let's put it to bed. Woo! Get in. Get in. Mark, what is this? This is when I think we play freestyle football. Vignesh obviously sent that before the goal. And here's Bruno. Into Dan James. Oh, no, it's Dan James. No, Dan James lost it. McTominay needs to come off. He's been crap, says Tom Buns. Well, again, it's another game where McFred have been absolutely shit. And we've still not scored. We've not conceded a goal. And we've scored a goal. So, energised by that, Spike. Oh, he's onside here. This game's going to open up now. Watch out. There's a shot there. Good save by Dean Henderson. This game is going to open up now. Milan are in trouble though. The first goal was so important in this game because if we score another one, Milan have got to score 3. At the moment, if Milan score, it's extra time. But one more away goal and it's in there. Pog boom says, baby come back. Baby come back. With me colour TV and my CD collection of Bob Marley. Glary more and more, thanks for the super chat there. And yes. Look, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really care whether we play well or not as long as we get through. I know the ideal is to play good football, but to be honest with you, do you want to be in the draw tomorrow or not? I want Manchester United to win. That's always going to be the way. And, Yes. Just wanted that ball in the back of the net tonight. Immediately change the tempo. Come on, United, says K Chino. Well, they'll have been told at half-time to start hitting better passes. Lovely ball by Bruno. If Pogba can keep that in, and he will. What a ball by Bruno that is. And Pogba keeps it in on the left-hand side. Lays it off. Lay off. Mason. Oh, good shot. And keeper gets hold of it. Better. The tempo's better. White Owl says that, why does Hendo always palm it out? Probably a confidence thing, you know, because sometimes it's just better to palm it and get it away from danger. Shadow says, I told my friend we would win and made a bet that he would do a forfeit if we win. Any suggestions? Also, it's 5 a.m, says Shadow. Well, this is going to keep you awake. I regret everything I said at half-time. Ollie is better than Pep, says Ali Morgan. And he immediately changed, done that one. Well, look, you know what? Me and Flex did not like the fact that Pogba was going on to the wing. But you've just got to go. Let's see how it works. And, if that chance falls to Rashford, I would have thought Rashford would score it as well. But, maybe Pogba just takes his time a little bit. And it's a lovely finish by Pogba. Lovely time finish. He takes his time. James with some sort of cross. That is classic. I love you, mate, says Xander at Vicky. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We're loving it like that. We're loving it. We're loving it. We're loving it like that. We are loving it. Come on. We're Manchester United fans. Come on. Well, not all of us are, but we are. I want Manchester United to win. I want to be in that draw. Tomorrow at lunchtime, I want to be doing the draw on this channel with Manchester United in the quarterfinals. Of course, Spurs won't be there, but there you go. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're only 17 away, as you can see, from hitting 8,000. So thanks to everybody who's getting involved. Of course, Zlatan is warming up. That's the next chapter in this story. Milan, I've got to go for it. United will get a few now, says Stephen Cherney. Well, this is... He won't take McFred off now. He's never going to take McFred off now. Diallo and Van der Beek's chances of coming on have just plummeted, because we've got the goal. So it's like Dan James, 90 minutes, put a shift in. McFred, keep babysitting Magaluf. It's just going to be Bruno, Greenwood and Pogba now. Good tackle, Luke Shaw. Fred, second ball. Win that bloody second ball, Fred. Kalanoglu, straight into the face of Harry Maguire. He's up, don't worry. Fred... Bruno, lovely play. Pogba. Oh, don't give it to Fred. He's actually done quite well there, Fred. Into Wan-Bissaka. Here's Mason on that right-hand side. I said Mason Greenwood tonight's Unite. Come on, Mason. Pogba scoring in the Juve kit against an Italian team, says George. What's up with that dangling bracelet, says Cesar. And Mark, I'm on the edge of my seat, struggling to watch the rest of the match, says Simon. And Mark, at Juventus, Pogba played in that position. Vidal, Pirlo and Marquisio in midfield. No, he didn't play as a left winger, Killer B. He's out on the left wing here. Anyway, it's working. We don't need to moan about it too much. I'm not nervous too much, because if AC Milan score, we're not out. It's just level. They've got to score 2 to put us out, AC Milan. 1 to put us to extra time. If we score again, we're all right. Infuriating that Marcus plays while injured. He plays poor because of Ollie's decisions. Hope he doesn't play for at least a few weeks to recover properly, says Sam Rahan. Well, yeah, Rashford's clearly injured, isn't he? That's a good point. We've played Rashford injured because he was not at the races against West Ham, and he's gone off at half-time in a game that you'd never take him off. Lovely ball by Fred. You see, he can do it. Bruno. Oh, tried to get Dan James in. So yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about at the moment. Pogba needs to be in the pivot, says Zed Jamie. Lovely. Oh, look at that by Pogba there. Quality. He does need to be in the pivot. I would love to see Pogba in the pivot, but at the moment, just having him on the pitch helps. Bruno already better with Pogba on the pitch, says Salah Ahmed. Yeah, it's class attracts class. Here's Bruno. He's getting loads more space because Pogba's on the pitch. When Pogba's on the pitch, Pogba and Bruno get more space because they can't deal with both of them. Here's Dan James. Not a bad cross. Do wonder how much Bruno feels frustrated by Fred. Seems revitalised since Pogba's come on. It says tale of two halves, Spike. A tale of two halves at the moment. Do you really like it? Do you really like it? We're loving it, loving it, loving it. We're loving it like that. Come on, come on. There's still ages to go. It's mad, isn't it? The first half went so fast because we hadn't scored. And now we have scored. And basically, let's end the game. It's only 55 minutes gone. Zane's here. Party and Tierney will take care of Pogba in the final. Zane, you were telling us we were going out before. Not no more. Not no more. Change the aggregate score. I can't change the aggregate score. You don't change the aggregate score, you prats. It's 1-1 in the first leg and it's 1-0 now. If you can't do maths, you need to get yourself some lessons. Don't change the aggregate score because the thing in brackets over there is the first leg 1-1. This is the second leg. Add it yourself. Why is it whenever... Luke Darling says, why is it whenever Dan James crosses the ball, he just blasts it? He doesn't look up. Because he's limited. Basically. Mark, I watch every Sporting game and Man United game and I've never seen Bruno have such a poor 45 minutes. Looking a bit better so far, says Lino. Yeah, he was bad in the first half. He was bad. Nice ball into Bruno. Where's his pass? Goes to Pogba. You see? No, it's not Pogba, it's bloody Fred. That's why the pass was shit. I would love to see Donny go in. One of my favourite players. Who would you sub in? Thanks for your work, says Maxwell Belston, who probably doesn't talk like that. Fred's wandered out to the left wing for the moment. I wonder if we've spopped it on purpose. Here's Luke Shaw. That's a foul. Yes. I'd love to see Reece James at Man United. As I said, I don't think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is Manchester United. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka does need competition, and I would take Kieran Trippier. I'd happily take Kieran Trippier. I do think we need competition, but you know what? I don't think he's the biggest problem. Trash attracts trash. Ollie is attracted to James and McSauce, says John Parishnam. Here's Bruno with the cross. Oh, it's got to be a corner, ref. He's given it. All the big clubs going through today, says Daniel Eglinton. Mourinho's got to go, hasn't he? Thanks. Right. Thanks. He's got to go. Jose's got to go. He's done. He's dusted, I'm afraid. Corner to United here. Come on, Harry. Finish it off, Harry. Come on, Harry. Come on, Harry. Get your big forehead on it and slam it home. If we're going to put Donny on for McFred, at least get some creativity and ability in for Dan James. He is not going to... I don't think he'll make another sub now. And Joseph says, pipe down, Zane, you're a mid-table club. Well, Luke Shaw's on the cross for the corner. Oh, go on, Matt Harry. Let's give it a foul. Give him a foul. If we're not... I personally don't think... I'd be very surprised if he makes another substitution in this game because... If you look at that team there, he's got his midfield pivot to protect because he wants a clean sheet now. He's got Dan James putting a shift in on the right, and he's got his flair in Pogba and Bruno and Greenwood. I can't see him making a change. In fact, I think if he makes a change, don't be surprised if it's Twan Sebi for Greenwood and we go to a back five. Which, I don't want to see that happening. But, yeah. Pierce Young says we need to keep Pogba. Yeah, well, it's up to Paul. It's going to be up to Paul. It's up to Paul. It's not up to me. That's what Ollie says. Half an hour to go. Still so long to go in this game. It's so long to go. I don't know why. Go on, Harry. And again. And away. Go on, Victor. Go on, Pogba. Up we go. Second ball, second ball, second ball. Win them second balls. That's a goal kick. Goal kick. Goal kick. Goal kick. Fair play, he's had some crap, but Harry Maguire has been brilliant since Christmas. 70 million well spent, says Durant. It was 80. And Mark, can I ask your opinion why Maguire and Lindelof bombing forward from the back look better than McFred going forward, says Brad. Good point, Brad. And fair play to Ollie. He did what we feared he wouldn't. Might be hope for him yet, says JB. Yeah, I think he had to get Pogba on at half-time. He knows he had to get Pogba on at half-time. And he got Pogba on at half-time. Always nice when you get a message from a Liverpool fan saying, "Are you feeling confident that you'll see it home from here?" Well, what am I supposed to bloody say? If I say yes, you're gonna come back at me. But no, they've got to score twice. They've got to score twice, or it goes to extra time. So if we can score the next goal, I'm greedy. But if we score the next goal, it's over because they'd have to score 3 times. And I think we look like we can do it. The game is perfect for us now because we love defending and hitting teams on the break. So I think this is perfect for us now. And the team just looks so much better with Pogba in it. Amazingly, on the left wing, it works. Righty and Dylan are bloody Pratt, says Mark Goldbridge's daddy. Here's Greenwood into the box. Keeper's going to pick that up. I tell you what, I haven't even looked at what's going on in the other games because I just didn't want to jinx it when we hadn't scored, because I thought, well, what's the point in knowing what's going on? I know Roma have gone through, Granada have gone through, Arsenal have gone through, Croatia, Zagreb have gone through, and in the ones that are going on at 8 o'clock, Slavia Prague at the moment would go through, and Villarreal are going through, Ajax are going through, and hopefully us. So, you know, hopefully we're going to be in that draw tomorrow. It's not guaranteed yet, but hopefully we are. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We've gone over the 8,000. Thanks everyone for getting involved. We've got the fan forum with Flex and KG and the lads after the show, after I've done my match reaction. Player ratings will be going up soon. Zlatan is coming on. Who would be the best and worst matchups for us next, says Daniel Smith. Let's not get away with ourselves. Slavia Prague, keeper flattened, roof, red card. So Callum Turner. So Rangers might get back into it yet. If Rangers got through, I'd love to play Rangers. I'd love to knock Steven Gerrard out. Not physically, but yeah, I'd like to see that. It wouldn't be much travelling either. That's got to be a corner. That's a corner. Oh, surely. No, it's come off Harry Maguire. Yeah, it came off his head. Don't know what Harry was trying to claim there. Zlatan's coming on. I am worried about Zlatan. Famous last words. How was your pizza, Tyrone says? It was lovely, thanks. It was lovely. And I tell you what, well, you're going to see what I made for pudding. It's going to be on Mark Goldbridge, Cooking with Goldbridge tomorrow. But that was very nice. Here's Pogba. Oh, he's lost it. He's won a foul anyway. Why don't we play Pogba in the pivot? Yellow card here to AC Milan player. And Matthias says that Dan James reminds me of Ryan Giggs. Mate, I don't know how much you've had, but it's too much. I think Ryan Giggs now in his 40s would still be levels above Dan James. Double substitution here for AC Milan. Delo's come on for their right back. Rangers are down to 10 men. Oh, right. Rangers are at 10 men. Their player kicks the keeper in the face trying to win the ball. Horrible challenge. Keeper has to come off, says Ross Gunn. Okay, Rangers are going out. I read that the other way. I read that wrong because, you know, when he said Slavia Prague keeper flattened, roof, red card, there's no comma in there from Callum Turner. So I thought it was the Slavia Prague keeper flattened, roof, red card. What it actually is, Slavia Prague keeper flattened, roof, red card. This is where commas really help. Wan-Bissaka clears it. Hi Mark, I hope you're keeping well and you talk a lot of sense and agree with your opinion and come on Man United, says Daniel Derbyshire. Thanks for the super chat there, Daniel, and thank you DWB. But you know what, again, let's just say this. Dean Henderson, not really not really been tested. There was that one shot that was sort of across the goal a few minutes ago where he palmed it away. There's been a few shots straight at him, but he's not really been tested. What he needs to do is just keep that concentration up, because he wasn't really tested in the first leg, but that one chance we needed him to save, it went in. So Zlatan is on. It becomes a different game with Zlatan, of course. Bruno into Pogba. Mark, have you noticed McTominay completely goes missing during the second half of games and never seems available to receive the ball? Get him off, says Sam Claridge. I haven't noticed McTominay at all this game. If my player rating for McTominay would probably be a 4 so far. I hope he can get a goal and change it, but it's all McTominay does is that. Gets the ball, does a little pivot, and then passes it backwards. Oh, look at me, I can stand on the ball and put my foot on it and roll it and go the other way, but he's still going backwards. Like, it's just not... Two of them is too many. One of McTominay and Fred needs to play with Pogba. That's the way we need to play. Two of them, no. Here's Mason. Good play. I tell you what, I think Mason's had an understated game as well. Here's Dan James. Go back to Mason. Yeah, back to James. Yeah, I think Mason Greenwood's had a very mature performance for a 19-year-old again. In the graveyard shift, people will say he's done nothing. People will say, oh, he's only had a 5 out of 10. Bullshit. His work rates for a 19-year-old in the number 9 role, very reminiscent of games that Martial and Cavani have played, where people think they've had a bad game and they haven't. They've worked their bloody socks off. How much service has he had? I think he's had a really good game. Mason Greenwood, beyond his years. It's a hard job being a Manchester United number 9, which is why it amazes me that people think, oh, let's go and spend all our budget on Erling Haaland or Harry Kane. You stick Erling Haaland in that number 9 shirt today, what's he going to do? This is what I keep saying. Erling Haaland is a world-class striker, but what's he going to do in a Man United shirt tonight? There's no service, and he's not the sort of player that comes and gets the ball, skips past 4 players and bangs it in the top corner. He's a service striker, and we don't provide the service for our striker. This is why we need to get that midfield sorted. Here's Kalinoglu down the right-hand side. Still plenty of time left in this game. Good block. Lindelof's had a good game, you know. Lindelof has had a good game at the back. But yeah, I told you, they will not... he will not make any subs. He's not going to make any subs. I'll be surprised if I'm... Well, we've already got 20 minutes to left. He won't make any subs. Because he's just going to protect what he's got. He will not make substitutions in this game. Now, that's it. He's not going to take Dan James off because he's putting a shift in. He's not going to take McFred off because they're just protecting the back 4. He's not going to change it. And he can't take Bruno off because if you take Bruno off and it goes to extra time, you've just took your best flair player off. He can't take Greenwood off because he hasn't got a striker. He's not going to bring Diallo on. No, he won't make any subs now. And he might need subs in extra time anyway. Yeah, I think I've been impressed. Harvey, I agree with you. I think that Victor Lindelof's been really good in this game. Yeah, I agree. He's had a good game. The fuck is that by Fred? What sort of pass is Fred trying there? It's like a balloon pass. Like a balloon. Player ratings will be coming soon for you to vote on. Hopefully full time's going to be coming in soon as well. You're getting nervous. Brutos says trust in Ollie. Well, at the moment, you can't say he doesn't know tactics because his tactical change is the reason we're winning. Pogba gets brought on the left wing and Pogba scores from the left wing. Here's Delo coming forward from right back. Oh, God. Go on, Dan. Nice play by Dan James. It's not a foul. It's not a foul, Dan. It's not a foul. Like, it wasn't a foul. It's offside. Fresh legs needed in the midfield. I agree. What changes would you make? I didn't think it was a foul on Dan James. I think he goes down too easy from a shoulder barge. Please, people, don't do your final vote until the final whistle, says Mr. Glenn Johnson. Good cross. Luke Shaw, just a bit under it. Kalinoglu on the right-hand side. You've got to watch out for these crosses into the box with Zlatan. Kessie heads it wide. Still 20 minutes to go. We can't go into our shell. One thing we can't do, tactically, I've got to say this, one thing we can't do is bring Twansebi on for Greenwood and go to a back five when they've got Zlatan. Like, you cannot invite crosses into the box with someone like Zlatan. We have got to try and play a higher line. Maguire won't be able to deal with that. Mark, this team is just a B-Tech Inter Milan. Don't get too carried away, says Amy Assey. Inter Milan are top of the league, mate. They're not that bad. Donny for Bruno. I wouldn't do that, John O'Neill. I wouldn't take Bruno off, because if they score, there's no Bruno on the pitch. And what if it goes to penalties? You know, you need your penalty taker on the pitch. Bruno would lose his shit if he got took off anyway. Donny is on the bench. AC Milan have made 3 subs. United have made 1. Go on, Dan. See, he's gone down again. It's just not a foul. The refs don't give these fouls against Dan James because they're not fouls. Look, it's just body strength. Van der Beek for Scooby-Doo. Obviously deep possession and flair, says Simon Evans. I would do it. You know, what would you give McTominay? I mean, we'll do Fred as well. What would you give McTominay as a score out of 10 so far? I would give him a 4. I think he's had a really poor game. And I would give Fred a 5, because I think in the second half, since Pogba's come on, he's been a little bit better. So why are we keeping players on who are underperforming? It has to be favouritism, doesn't it? Like, they're underperforming, they're not playing well. So why do they always get kept on? Because simply they're just Duracell bunnies that are going to run round and round. It's not. Good save by Henderson there from Zlatan. Let's have a look. Straight at him, really. There's not much power on it. Should have been a bloody foul. Should have been a foul on Luke Shaw. Has any of you ever played in goal before? That wasn't a world-class save. It was straight at him. It's a good save. It's not world-class. You lot are just so against David De Gea. It's unbelievable. That was straight at him. He didn't even get much height on it. He didn't even get much power on it. It was straight at him. It's not a world-class save. It's a good save. You don't know what you're on about. World-class save. Watch it again. Straight at him with not much power on it. He tips it over the bar. It's a good save. It's not a great save. If you want it to be world-class, fine. That's up to you. But I'm just telling you, in my opinion, I just thought it was a good save. If he hadn't have saved it, we would have been... Actually, this is how you judge it. If that had gone in, people would have said, fucking hell, he's got to save that. It was very similar to the one last week. Rangers down to 9 men and 2-0 down, says Roscoe. That's a shame. That's a shame. The shambles of Fred and James in the box is embarrassing and it worries me. Ollie doesn't react to this. Thank God Pogba showed some composure, says DBW. Tamori is the centre-back we need. He's fast, strong, and he's played in the Prem, but Milan will probably play the 25 million clause. I quite like Tamori. Chelsea are stacked with those centre-backs, though, aren't they? They've got Christensen, Rudiger, Zuma. Obviously, Tomori's on loan. I've got Thiago Silva. Dan James is awful, says the mystery man. I'd be scared of a penalty shootout. How many of our players actually have the experience for something like that, says Red Harlow. 15 to go. Pundits are saying that Mason ain't in the game, have no idea. Yeah, but he isn't in the game, Dougie. That's the whole point. I think we just understand. He's got to take James off. He has to, says Claire. He won't. He's not going to take these players off. Bring De Gea on for James. Couldn't be worse, says Lawrence Quinn. He's not going to do it. He won't take players off. He should take players off, but he won't. Haaland can get the ball deep and run with it, Mark. Not past 5 players, Joe. He can't. Is this a free kick to United? Is this a free kick? I think it is. Yeah, he's given a free kick and a yellow card to Delo as well. This is a big opportunity for Manchester United right here. Will Bruno take it? Will Pogba take it? Well, Bruno's going to take it. Yeah. It's a good opportunity, this. It's a free kick. Oh, it's miles out. I thought it was a lot closer than that. Don't shoot from there, Bruno. It's bloody ridiculous. You're not shooting from there. He did. What a waste. Shouldn't have shot from there. Not for me. "13 minutes to go. I tell you what, the last 20 minutes has gone quite quick. Let's hope it continues that way. Good. Oh, Luke Shaw, absolutely brilliant defending there. We're starting to defend more and more, though. Then again, McTominay just with a hopeless blast across the other goal into Donnarumma. Nervy times now. Player ratings is open on the website. I'm just about to drop the link in the video description for you, or just go to theunitedstand.com, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. 12 minutes to go here. Remember also, you can win an £800 voucher for Boohoo Man, who have sponsored the watch along tonight. The link's in the top line of the video description. All you've got to do is enter your details and submit, and the winner will be announced on Monday lunchtime. £800 voucher to spend at Boohoo Man. Also, there's a 40% discount on anything you want to get from there anyway. Just use United Stand on checkout. Those links are in the video description for you. I've also put it into the second paragraph of the video description, the player ratings link, which takes you to the website. You can mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, put a star next to your man of the match. I mean, to be honest with you, man of the match for me, I think Lindelof's played well. You've got to say, as a goal scorer, and we were so shit in the first half, Pogba's played 45 minutes. He's got to be a consider. I actually think Mason Greenwood's played well, but some people won't go for that. Luke Shaw's played well again. So, yeah. 10 minutes to go. That's got to be a foul. He's not giving it. He's played it on. This ref doesn't make his mind up enough. Zlatan's peeling off to the back post, putting himself on Wan-Bissaka a lot. I've noticed that. Here is Zlatan. Luke Shaw's got a 2-on-2, but he wins the ball. Thanks for the super chat, Frank. Also, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now, says Becky. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You just don't get it, Mark. Dino is the CDM we've been waiting for, says PQ. And you never give Dean the credit he deserves. Not a great save, but a good save nonetheless. You always say things like it was good, but no need for that, says Yellow Bathing. So, I mean, I'm not getting involved in this. I'm not being pulled into your silly little childish games. I thought it was a good save from Dean Henderson. I just said it wasn't a world-class save because I know what the agendas that some people have. And I apologise if it comes across that I have an agenda the other way, because I don't. I like Dean Henderson, and I thought it was a good save. So I'm not getting involved in this whole Dean Henderson versus De Gea thing, which is media-driven, that some of you have been silly enough to fall into. I think they're both good goalkeepers, and I think there's a decision to be made in the summer. And I didn't even moan about the fact that Henderson started tonight. I would have started De Gea, and to be honest with you, I don't think it's made a massive amount of difference at all, has it? Transfer window, I'd take nothing again if we could sell the little plane, the little blue speed freak. Horrible player, says Gas Hardy. I don't know what he's talking about. Again, well, they're in down the left-hand side here. Again, I would have made substitutions. I think we look tired, and I think we're just inviting pressure here. And again, it's just this fear of making substitutions. And I will bring it up in the live comments, even if we win. And hopefully we will win. But I just think that he's got to start making substitutions. You can't just stick with the same players all the time. Pep doesn't do it. Klopp doesn't do it. Klopp will take off Firmino for Origi. Even though Origi's shit, he will take him off. Not because Firmino's had a bad game, but to freshen it up. He'll bring Oxlade-Chamberlain on for someone like Wijnaldum. Not because Wijnaldum's shit, but because he's tired. It's a 90-minute game. We've been playing 3 games a week all season, and he doesn't make substitutions. And look, I hope we're going to get over the line here, but it doesn't make it right. He does it all the time. He doesn't make fucking subs. And we've got people on the bench who can come on and do a job. Like Tellez is a European standard player. Twansebi can do a job. Van der Beek has played in a Champions League fucking semi-final. Like, these players are not Show Retire. They're not Joe Hugel. They're not youngsters who've never played first team football. Like, they're internationals. And I find it amazing mainly from a tired level, that these players are just being ran into the ground. And you have to make substitutions. You need to have fresh legs on a pitch. And it's always about, can we just get over the line? Can we just get over the line? And to be honest with you, if we hadn't scored that goal from Pogba, has it been how many other chances have we had in this game? So it's not like we've dominated and we're dominating the game. We've had one really good chance and Pogba scored it. And it's fine margins. And basically we're just grafting our way through this game when fresh legs are so important. And as I said, not only are fresh legs important, the second thing as well is I've got 3 players who are below 6 on my player ratings. So why are they on the pitch? Like, I understand keeping a player on who's tired, who's had an 8 out of 10, but I've got 3 players on that pitch who've played below a 6, and we're keeping them on. It just doesn't make changes, and it's very frustrating because it shows a lack of it shows an inexperience. That's what it shows, because no decent manager just keeps the same team on the pitch every game. This team played on Sunday, and it's played, apart from Rashford, who's had to go off injured, it's the same save he had in the last game, and everyone said it was a mistake. What are you guys on about, says Urson Tavernier. And didn't think a Europa League game will mean this much to me, but I'm sweating like a sex worker in a church, says Keichino. And Fred's been good, though, says Joe. I don't remember talking about Fred for about 10 minutes, so I don't know what you're talking about. Mohammed said, Sir Alex Ferguson never tinkered much in Europe. Mate, what are you on about? What are you on about? Sir Alex Ferguson used to make substitutions very regularly. And also, you're talking about a manager that managed 8 years ago that hasn't just had lockdown and had to play 3 games a week for about the last 6 months. Like, that team needs substitutions to be made. Even if it's not the centre defensive midfield position, you could say, Aaron Wan-Bissaka maybe. Be interesting to see what his team's going to be in the Leicester game. Probably the same team again. McTominay 4, Fred 5, Bruno 5, Rashford 5. All should have been subs, says the mystery man. I think Bruno's been a lot better second half, and I think Fred's been a lot better second half. I don't know. I'd probably agree with you on the 5s because they were really bad first half, yeah. Greenwood's been brilliant tonight, consistent throughout the whole game and hasn't stopped getting on the ball and trying to create, says Nick M. And can you bring Ollie or someone from the team on the show? Oh, yeah, I think they'd love to come on, Stratos. And yes, we're about 5 minutes out. Anyway, look, the main thing is winning this game that some people didn't think we could do. I predicted 1-0, didn't I? I said 2-0 in the preview, to be fair, but when I saw the team, I was like 1-0. Donny van der Beek returns from injury to warm the bench. Appalling, says KA. I'm actually going to mention it in the live comments. I think it has to be mentioned. I think it's a big point. You know, he's getting treated like a fucking youth player. It's ridiculous. Like, this is a big game. You would think there'd be a level of trust for Van der Beek to put him on for 10 minutes and put some fresh legs on there. To not be able to trust him for 10 minutes in a game like this when everyone is knackered and some of them players have played shit, I think it's poor. On that point, I think it's poor. But the reality is, you know what, I take this every day of the week. It's about winning, isn't it? It's about winning the game. And, you know, there is a bigger picture about substitutes and we've been talking about it on this channel for months. But ultimately, it's about winning the game and that's the main thing. Mark, how much do you think Ollie would be talking to Sir Alex for tips and tactics and the likes? Or don't you think he would? I know I would be, says Chilled Aussie. And so, yeah, we've done that one as well. Thanks, everyone. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We've got the live ticker in the top corner now. And it's ticking along nicely. Pardon the pun. Cross comes in. Pogba might get up on that. Over the bar. Probably our second best chance of the game. And it's Pogba on both. Well, the good thing is in Europe, they don't tend to add many minutes on. So we might be only a few minutes away from a very good win. Only 2 minutes of normal time left. See, Fred's passing in the second half has actually been a lot better, to be fair. Couldn't be any worse, could it? And Bruno's been a lot better second half as well. I'd be tempted to knock Fred and Bruno close up to 6s, really, but I don't know whether we can be that generous. It's not, you know what? It's been a fantastic result if we get it, but it's not been a vintage performance. Here's Bruno. Shoots. It's got to be a corner. It is a corner. Take your time. Take your time. Think a lot. Think of everything you've got. 'Cause you will still be here tomorrow. But your dreams may not. Corner. Take it short. See, Pogba and Bruno ain't stupid. They know what they're doing. They've played these games before. Big games vibes. What's Kessie doing with Pogba there? Be careful, mate. Ball over the top. Get it away, Harry. We've had a fucking 5 minutes. 5 minutes? That's like half an hour in European football. You never get 5 minutes added on like that. What's he on about? He's having a bloody laugh. 5 minutes. Don't know what he's on about. He's having a laugh. You're joking. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I tell you. Player ratings, links in the video description on the second paragraph, or just go to theunitedstand.com. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being average. We are 4 minutes away from being in a Europa League quarter-final from a difficult position. They said the guy's got no tactics. They said it's about individual brilliance. I'm sorry. He doesn't know about substitutes. He probably needs to understand you can make more than one. But his tactics today have been spot on. And certainly the substitution for Paul Pogba on the left wing has worked really, really well. His centre-backs have been very good. His full-backs have been very good. His goalkeeper's been very good. I think the only issue has been the McFred pivot as per usual. Give Solskjaer a bit of credit tonight. Give him a bit of credit. I'll mark him down for his substitutions. Again, I think he's shocking. Absolutely shocking with his substitutions. But yeah, it's Pogba, Luke Shaw. Oh, don't matter. Go for a throw-in. Yeah, you know, look, at the end of the day, I said it this morning on the morning show. I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what? I am on it. Siege mentality. Manchester United, it's the badge. It's not the individual. It's not the manager. It's not the players. It's Manchester United Football Club winning the game. Any press or interviews ever asked Ollie about subs, says Robbo FM. Well, I don't know. They bloody need to. I don't know why they don't. It's shocking, his lack of substitutions. It really is. But to be honest with you, lack of substitutions is down here. Going through to the quarterfinals is up here. Will the quarterfinals happen in April? Martial will be back. Cavani will be back. We will be stronger for it. This is massive. Absolutely huge for Manchester United. Although it's not over yet. You can't say he added on due to subs. Says I don't know where the referee's got 5 minutes from, because we've made no bloody subs. The fact we've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench says it all really, says Charlie Burton. Welcome to the Members Club, Neil Jim. And Mark, that was an injury force sub. Who else was he going to bring on, says Ahada. Well, I don't know whether it was an injury force substitution. I think Pogba had to come on. But I don't know whether Rashford had to come on. Or off. Cross comes in. Well away by Maguire, back post. Is he giving a corner? Is he giving a free kick? Is he giving a goal kick? He's giving a goal kick. Oh, Maguire didn't get a touch on it. It was the AC Milan player. I don't know what's going on here. Lindelof's been superb. Yeah, give Lindelof the love. Give Lindelof the love. I think there's a few contenders for man of the match tonight. I think Mason Greenwood, if you know football, Mason Greenwood's put in he's had a very good game with no service in the graveyard shift. I think Luke Shaw's had a good game. I think Pogba's obviously made an impact from the bench. I think that Lindelof's been fantastic as well. Yeah. I think we know who's going to get man of the match, and it's nice. It'd be nice for him if he gets it. But you can do that through the video description. Second paragraph, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I'll also put it up on the match reaction because I don't do the player rating straight away on the match reaction, so you can do it through that way as well. Here's McTominay. Go on, Scott. Do something that we can remember you for. Yeah, he's going to run it to the corner flag. But he's won a foul. That'll be it. That'll be it. Yellow card for the foul on McTominay. But 30 seconds to go. Free kick to Manchester United. Whoa. Started off way too soon. I can't breathe that long. Get in. Massive. Absolutely fantastic. And ultimately, I think I've been proven right for the second night in a row. I said the Premier League's better than the Liga. And I think tonight we've proven that the Premier League is better than Serie A. Technically, I think over 2 legs at times, AC Milan have been better than us, but I don't think tonight they have. I don't think they have tonight. I think, look how bad we were in the first half and AC Milan never took advantage. And they've not really created many chances, have they, AC Milan? So I don't think that technically AC Milan can't complain about anything. I think, in fact, in both legs, we've had 2... I mean, look, we've knocked AC Milan out with McFred playing shit in both games. Well, McFred didn't play in the first game. It was McMatic. But Our centre midfield pivot has been shit in both ties, and yet we've gone through. Imagine how good we would be if we had 2 decent centre defensive midfielders. So, yeah. And that's it! Get in! Come on then! Come on down! Europa League quarter-final draw tomorrow, midday on the United Stand. It will go ahead. We thought we might have to postpone it, but we don't now. We're through. Zlatan who? You're out. Manchester United are through. Big result. Very, very happy with that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer delivers again, as per usual. Zlatan's moaning at the ref, but it's Manchester United into the quarter-final draw. Thanks to that guy there, Paul Pogba. Big result. Will United fans be moaning after another 1-0 win? Another clean sheet? Will they be moaning about boring football again? Will they be screaming Ollie out again? Will they be shouting out nonsense about it's just individual brilliance? Or will they actually give the manager a little bit of credit for setting a team up that, look, even with a shit midfield pivot, still managed to get a good result? Thanks everyone for watching. Remember, we've got the Boohoo Man competition, £800 voucher. You've got to do it on this video though. The link's in the video description. £800 voucher. All you've got to do is click the link and fill in your details and enter. You could win an £800 voucher for that, exclusively from the United Stand, thanks to Boohoo Man. I'm going straight on to the match reaction now. We've got player ratings on there. We'll be talking about the game. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the match reaction in a minute. Get in! Thanks for watching.